Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are back now once again. It is Monday, May 29, 2023. It is the day after Comic Palooza. I am your host, the one, the only, the controversial, the chaotic, the one that's here to steal your job, Captain King Mexico himself. And joining me is the man with the plan, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Jace.
Yo.
And next is the man that runs the Skinny. He is an independent voice actor, the Texas gaming hedgehog himself, Keyblade Sonic.
Hello, everybody.
And now, the reigning, defending, your con of the year for 2022. He runs Fandom Events, Josh.
Hey, what's good, internet peoples? How's it going?
What's going on? Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, thanks for having me on.
Pleasure having you here.
No, thank you for agreeing to come on. We've been trying to get you on for a while. We've been meaning to bring you on. We even made the show an hour longer and started an hour earlier for you.
Oh, hell.
We normally go on at 8 on Mondays.
Oh, man. Yeah. You guys had to get up early. My bad, pimp.
Yeah, and today's the day after Comic Palooza here in Houston, so we're like some of us are exhausted. Like, it's tiring. It was great.
There's no kind of tired like day after con tired.
Oh man, my feet hurt
that's
so
accurate.
much.
Yep, same.
No, but thank you for coming on. We definitely we definitely appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy. You got like you got a con of the year to run.
Oh, hell. Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much.
We are still trying to figure out what we want to give you, a plaque or a championship belt. I was looking at the prices on that. I was like, oof, might be a while.
Trophy.
Nah, trophies are so lame. You can't carry around. You know how the city of Houston, when we won the Astros game, Sonic, they take that trophy everywhere now. They take it to all the city events. They take it to Olive Garden. They take that bitch everywhere.
Even Comic Palooza, they took it there too.
Yeah, it was there at Comic Palooza too. Like it's like some kind of goddamn attraction. $20 for a picture. I'll get it from a distance. Thank you. Where you won't charge me.
Right on.
But no, yes, thank you. So we don't want to take too much of your schedule because I know you're very busy. So I wanted you to come on here and talk to us. So for those of you that don't know, Josh is the owner, creator, founder, CEO. He's the Vince McMahon of Fandom Events, or the Dana White of Fandom Events.
There you
go. I'm gonna do my Vince McMahon.
There you go.
Yeah, pal.
We gotta get him over, pal. But no, yeah, because I saw you. I saw you, so I definitely wanted to let you know. I didn't get a chance to tell you, but this podcast, I definitely did mention this podcast is a little bit more laid back. We're much more goofy and chaotic, and we don't really have like a list of questions. I just whatever I can think of on the fly.
Hey, that's great.
So actually, since you're here, like let's talk about like one of your biggest conventions, because it's not just in Texas. It's I don't know if you started in Texas and branched it out, or if it was in other states and you branched it here.
Yeah. So I'm Texas born and raised. Most of our conventions are in Texas. We have a couple in Colorado, one in Oklahoma, and I think my phone just timed itself out. It did. My phone thought, hey, you're not using the phone. Am I still good on video and audio on your side?
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Still good.
Okay, super. So yeah, we have a couple in Colorado, one in New Mexico, and one in Oklahoma, and then the other 9 or 10, however many there are. The rest of those are in Texas. So yeah, we started out here in Texas and aren't going anywhere. Well, that's not entirely true. We are going places, but our heart is in Texas, and our base of operations is in Texas.
He's got the heart of Texas.
Yeah.
Tejas. Yeah, I kind of looked at Jace to do that, though. I was looking at Jace like,
there's too much of a delay. I saw him clap. It's like, oh no.
There we go.
How does it start? The stars at night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Such a delay. There's a delay.
Anyone who did it,
I was like, we can't sing for shit.
Yeah. When there's no delay, we'll do that. We'll do that at the next con. So, but like, one of your biggest conventions, like probably to me, it's the biggest one is
The
Itchy
biggest one's
Expo.
Ecchi Expo. Yeah, Ecchi Expo in San Antonio, which for people that live in San Antonio and Austin, we all know that Ecchi Expo is in San Marcos. But you also have to remember that we have attendees that come from all 50 states, Mexico, Canada, Europe, and Australia that come to Ecchi Expo, right? So nobody outside of Texans knows where the fuck San Marcos is. So
Yeah.
we've just said San Antonio because we already had a show Ecchi Expo Austin. So it didn't make any damn bit of sense to do two Ecchi Expos Austins because that'd be confusing as fuck. So we've named it Ecchi Expo San Antonio, just and also to throw out a love bomb to our friends in San Antonio that want a good, proper Ecchi show that can just drive 30 minutes. Which, if you live in a big city in Texas, 30 minutes is
It's pretty close.
that's
It is
not that
pretty close.
far. Yeah. Probably our second largest would be either Anime Texas in Houston, which this year will be at the Royal Sonesta Houston at the Galleria.
Oh,
Super bougie hotel. It is magnificent. It's a beautiful hotel. I can't wait for everybody to come check it out. And then probably our next to largest event would be OkiCon, which is over New Year's Eve in Oklahoma City. It's the largest anime show in Oklahoma City. It's a big show. It's 3 days of celebrating New Year's. Instead of one New Year's night, you get three. And this year, New Year's Eve happens on a Sunday. So we're going to have con Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we'll shut down the exhibit hall and then reopen a banquet to do a New Year's Eve ball and party on Sunday night. And we'll just party down because New Year's Day will be on a Monday and everything will be closed. So that's actually a full 3.5 days of con in Oklahoma City. And it's at the same, I don't know if you guys have ever been, but it's at the same type of hotel as Ecchi Expo, except the floor plan is inverted. It's at an Embassy Suites, and the floor plan is exactly the same. So if you've been to Ecchi Expo in San Marcos, you've been to OkiCon. It's the same floor plan.
oh,
It's
wow.
just flipped.
So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna save up and try because it's really hard for me to be able to afford to travel that far. Because like for us, like we don't take sponsors in. We don't charge anybody. We don't have anybody pay us. Like we do everything for free, like pretty much. And even like when it comes to bringing our own equipment, so we're definitely gonna try. Because we are going to Anime Texas for sure and Ecchi Expo. We definitely
Sweet.
want to make the other shows, but it just it's one of those things that we have to try not only make the time but like try to find a way to afford the trip. So definitely I am
Mhm.
very interested in that. But okay, so I wanted to ask you, like, there's one thing that's been like everybody's been wondering or asking. Why? Like the Ecchi the con. Why Ecchi Expo?
Because I'm just slowly becoming Master Roshi, I think. We're just all channeling our Master Roshi on that. I got to thinking probably my favorite anime protagonists were Master Roshi and Pervy Sage. And I was like, I'm seeing a pattern here. Maybe I should lean into that. And I just kind of half-heartedly joked to some of my exhibitor friends and artist friends and celebrity guests and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing an 18 and up con, but like a real 18 and up con. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
you
know
know
what
what
Mhm.
I'm
I'm
saying?"
saying. You know what I'm saying, bruh.
Yeah,
Yo,
and universally everybody said fuck yes. That yes, like where give me my pen. I'll sign. Yes, let's go. And so that was a good sign for us to go ahead and move forward with an 18 and up explicitly raunchy show. Um, and the really the hardest selling point was just getting the general manager of the hotel to go along with it, because that's really, once I've signed the contract, that's really the only main hiccup is having the hotel side understand what's going to go on so that they're not completely in shock when everybody shows up to the hotel.
right.
Uh,
Believe I used to work for a hotel,
mm,
and we actually had a bondage convention there one year.
mm,
We had to put up so when I saw the curtain and everything, it brought back memories. Like, oh
mm,
yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Good times.
yeah.
It's so funny, but like the reason why I was asking because there's obviously a lot of 18 plus conventions.
Mm-hmm.
There's UshiCon, which we are big fans of in Round Rock, Texas. Great
Right.
con, but their main focus, they're 18 plus but they don't really have the hentai and ecchi theme. They're just 18 plus. I
Mm-hmm.
really like that con. It's very tiny, very small, very homely. They give out free beer. That's
Hey,
a plus. So I was like,
That's a perk.
that is
yeah.
a perk. I'm like, and we've interviewed other cons. There was one called Hentai Con. There's another one in Vegas. It's called Hentai Dash Con. And
Mm-hmm.
there's been several like hentai themed conventions that have come and gone. Like they tried to start and they did, it didn't work out, or they tried to jumpstart and for some reason it didn't work out. But with Ecchi Expo, like we were there for the first year,
Mm-hmm.
and like I have never seen a con blow up overnight at that level. Like that
Mm-hmm.
was insane. That was very very impressive. Like that is like
Thanks.
no, that is a feat that a lot of conventions do not get without spending that level of money. Where the
Right.
con, like there was hype for your con before you even announced everything.
Right. Yeah. Before I started dropping guests. Yeah. And announcements. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was great. One of the things about the Houston, San Antonio, Austin, especially in the Dallas Metroplex area, is you could throw a rock in any direction on a Saturday and hit an anime convention.
Mhm.
They're ubiquitous. They're everywhere. And I really didn't want to try to be a needle in a stack of needles. And so I really tried to lean into what's something that I personally, I've been an anime fan since we called it Japanimation. So I'm what's known as an elder weeb, right?
I haven't heard that
And
fucking name in forever, bro.
yeah, and so I got into the con scene in the '90s and then especially in the 2000s, early 2000s, and I missed going to those hotel cons where you saw the same 500,000 people all weekend. You got to know everybody. They're like, "Hey, look, that's fucking Captain Mexico. Hell yeah, dude!" You know. And we missed that as cons became larger and larger because I used to run Comic Cons, like big, 10,000 plus attendee comic conventions where people really all you could do is shop the vendor floor and stand in line for a couple of hours to meet a celebrity, and then you just fucked off because there was nothing else to do.
Right.
And that it made me really miss those con days of going to the hotel, going to the parties, going to the raves. I'm past the point of trying to hit up a room party at that point. I just want to, 2 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, I'm going to fucking sleep. But props to you guys that can still do it because I still have to get up and run the show in the morning. So that's if it's one of my own shows, I'm going to be pretty well behaved. But anyway, with Ecchi, it was trying to lean into what would make me happy as a guy that's been doing cons for a hot minute. Like I've been an attendee, I've been a panelist, I've been a guest. What would make me happy? And the answer was Ecchi Expo. So when you think about why is Ecchi Expo laid out the way it is, why does it run the way it does? It's because a guy who's been going to cons for fucking ever said, I want to do a con that I would like to go to.
I I can actually respect that. I can admire that because like there are a lot of people we've talked to a lot of people, a lot of conventions that have come and gone. YoCon is one of them. Animix, unfortunately, Kamikaze's gone.
Hmm.
Uh, oh, oh, something Kiyokaze. I don't give a fuck. They're gone. Anyways,
They're gone, con.
they're gone.
Yeah, we're going
Canceled.
con.
No, and then like some of the cons that are gone, they were friends of mine, and they told me why they left. They told me because, you know, the cons are great, and like some of them admitted like, hey, we're in the con business to make money. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because you can't run a con without making some money because that's
Right.
coming out of your livelihood. But at the same time, it's like you got to have some kind of love for the fandom or some kind of love for the people because it's not just a business. It's like a safe. It's like people go there to be safe because we didn't have all
Mhm.
this shit growing up, like
No,
early like '90s, early 2000s. Like like people weren't very open about being nerds, and now it's like if you're not into anime or Marvel, it's like you're not fucking cool.
it's a wild time to be alive. That's for damn sure.
It
Yeah,
really is. It
that's
really is.
absolutely.
and it's amazing because now people don't have to go through the shit that a lot of us went through growing up. I remember somebody whooped my ass and stole my Pokemon game. Straight up, they took it out of the Game Boy and ran off with it.
Uh,
I was like, motherfucker! I think I was like 12 at the time.
oh
Sucks.
man.
This was when Pokemon was brand new. Like Pokemon, like the second games had just come out. I think they were Gold and Silver
Yeah,
at
red
the
and
time.
blue and gold and silver.
Mhm.
Yep.
And so like that's the thing that I really love. And now that we're older, especially with Ecchi Expo, like I like people are gonna go. You have the people that love it, that are ecstatic. They love it. They love everything about it. Nothing can go wrong. And then you have the people that are like, okay, it was good. It was good. I liked it. Then you have the people that are just miserable, that are miserable, that are like unhappy. And that's not everyone. You're not gonna please everyone. Maybe somebody had like a bad experience because they had a breakup or something happened, their car got broken into, and somebody just didn't have a great experience at the con. And you can't try to please everyone, but one thing I have noticed with your con is that there are more people that love the con experience there. And that's really insane because at your con there was hardly what is so I'm gonna ask Jace and Sonic this question.
Mhm.
What is one thing at a con, what is one of the things you feel like cons struggle with, big or small, that make people miserably bored?
Hmm.
Keeping things like actually entertaining. You can have
Hmm.
1,000 panels, but if they all are the same stuff that's been going on year after year, no one wants to see them.
Hmm. Maybe too many of
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say that too, because some of the panels, like for example, there could be at least like 5 panels that would have like the same exact like style. Like for example, like, oh, ask character this, they basically would answer it in their as they wouldn't
As
break
that character.
character. Yeah, like they would say it in that character. And I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna be like the same questions over and over again. And 9 times out of 10, it would be about, they would ask like stuff you would probably see like on Tumblr, like, oh, would you date this person? Would you ship this? Would you ship that? I'm like,
Yeah.
you know some of these characters are under 18, right? And it's like you see that a lot. And it's also with panels, like some of the panels, there's some that would be like, okay, we're gonna talk about this subject, but when you go there, they barely talk about the subject. Instead they would make it about themselves. And unfortunately, I've seen that. I've been to panels like that before. It's like they would tell me, like for example, they would talk about a fandom, but in reality, it's just mostly talk about them and how much they like the fandom. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, you're not gonna talk to somebody about like somebody else about their take on it or
Right.
their issues with it. You know what I mean? It's like you can't be one sided. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
For sure.
And by the way, whoever's in charge of your panels for your cons,
Mhm.
tell them Mexico said thank you,
For sure.
because there aren't a
Entire
lot,
country.
like, even though like at Etch Expo I was a little like, no, like I didn't tell you this, but I was a little peeved that we only got 2 panels. But there were no Ask a Cosplayer panels, like almost none. If there was one, I missed it. Like the
Yeah.
panels were legitimate. Let me put it like this: at any con we go to, I ask for a lot of panels because it gives me
Mhm.
something to do.
Mhm.
Right.
Otherwise, I'll sit in the fucking room. But at Etchy, like I actually attended like panels that weren't mine.
Hmm.
Well, unfortunately, one of them I showed up and started emceeing, and everybody thought it was my panel.
I
I
heard about
stole the
that. Yeah.
show,
Yeah. That's great.
so everybody's like, "Hey, man, you ran a great panel. That wasn't my panel. I grabbed the mic and started talking. They just never took it away." This so, but no, like that's so crazy because the con, like Etchy Expo, like there was always something going on, like something to do, something like it was there was always something to be a spectator for. Like there was random arm wrestling matches in the hallway.
In the hallway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a crowd. It became like an actual event. Like here comes security to ref and everything. All right, let's
Yeah.
go. Stop cheating. Stop cheating.
Yeah.
And it's like there are some cons in this community where they have issues with communication. They don't have that issue. We put y'all, because I never had any communications with y'all.
Mhm.
Many I'm issues with y'all. Like I
Right.
didn't have a problem finding y'all. Even if I couldn't find you, I could find somebody, and they would
Mhm.
help out. And like the way everything is handled, like I feel like it felt really good to be there. Like
Thanks, man.
it's and there aren't too many cons. Like I've been to some big cons. I've been to some really shitty fucking cons, and everybody knows who I'm talking about. You don't because you haven't been on the show,
Right.
but they're a Houston convention, and I fucking hate them. And I always throw shade at them because they have. Let me put it like this: some of their panels were 2 hours, anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours late.
Ooh, that's a
At that
commitment.
point, you gotta fucking cancel that shit. If you are
Yeah.
at Comic Palooza, that shit does not fly. You are 3 minutes late, they cancel your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be like, when you go to like a class in college, like, oh, the teacher doesn't show up in 15 minutes, class is canceled.
You got
Right.
5 minutes to get your happy loving ass out here. You're not here in 5 fucking minutes after the panel starts. You need to be on the shit list.
Yeah, we have since and thank you for that. By the way, I'll tell. So, fun fact: I don't know if a lot of people know, and we could get into the waifu club later. But our official waifu mascot is the director of Ecchi Expo. She's not just the model.
Oh, what? I didn't know that. That's
She
fucking
runs
cool.
she runs Ecchi Expo. Yeah. And so when you see her running around as the mascot, the succubus, the only reason that the con director can just basically turn off her radio and go get cute is because we have such a really good staff.
Mhm.
So I just want to give all praise and glory and honor to my staff and volunteers that allows her to jump in and be the waifu, allows me to be a goofball and jump, do a short stint as mustard daddy, and then nothing catches on fire because they know what they're doing. And also on the panels, it's mainly because she and I have been panelists. I've been a professional industry panelist for almost 15 years, and I've been like you, man. I've appeared at BlizzCon in Anaheim all the way, and she's been all the way to like Katsu in Maryland, and so
Mhm.
and everywhere in between. And we know what it's like to be on that end as a panelist and be like, man, I've messaged them and I haven't heard anything. I'm trying to get my panel confirmations. They haven't told me what room my panel's in. I've had my panels moved like in the last 30 minutes before
Oh,
I'm supposed to go, and I didn't get any notification. I just went 10 minutes till to set up like you're supposed to, and they're like, oh, well, your panel got moved. I'm like, cool fucking story. Okay, the show must go on. Just tell me where I'm supposed to go. And that even goes into the cosplay stuff. We were professional cosplayers. Obviously, she's still cosplaying, and not knowing where's the prejudging, how does prejudging work, what am I going to be judged on, and one of the things on the panels, it's because I think don't it's not a hard quote, so I might be wrong. I think we had over 187 panels on the wait list for
Mhm.
Etsy. So for some reason, a lot of people will put in a panel or multiple panels and they'll be like, "Hey, I didn't get this panel picked. Why?" Well, it might be because you did a how to style a wig panel, and I already have 18 of those,
Mhm.
and I'm
hmm.
not going to put 18 on the floor because like what you guys were saying, like I've seen that, like unless it's somebody that's a world-renowned cosplay wig stylist, there's like just a grand fucking poobah of making wigs, like Cowbuck Countries or somebody like that. Um, then then no, we're not going to have 18 panels or ask a cosplayer or anything. Uh, Bro, there's like 2,000 cosplayers right outside the hall. Just go talk to
Right,
them.
exactly.
They're everywhere. You can't point in any
It's called
direction.
YouTube. Just look
You can
for
throw a
Claire.
beach ball down the hall at Etchy Expo and it'll hit a cosplayer wherever you go. If you want to talk to a cosplayer, just go talk to
That's
them.
right. If you want wig tips, by the way, guys, those of you watching live or watching post show, go to Jace for wig tips. He's got you.
Yes, my renowned bald cosplay.
He's doing
Yep.
Kratos.
Yeah.
Finally.
Oh, that'll be
Uh,
great.
Got this. This is entirely fake.
so
Yeah.
It looks so
No,
real.
so that's actually something that
it's a long time to
I
make.
wasn't aware of the actual number of panels submitted, but I did know that there was a waiting. So I did know there was a waiting list, and
Mhm.
none of your staff leaked this information or anything. So people tend to come to us and like bitch and complain. Like, hey man, my panels didn't get approved. Like, okay, is there anything you can like do to help me? I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? And I tell everybody, like during your like for Anime Texas, we hosted a panel called Making Your Own Panel 101, where
Mhm,
we try to help people come up with panels. And one of the things we pitch is, look, when it comes to panels, you are pitching this to a con.
mhm,
If it doesn't have a catchy name, if you can't, you need to tell them why they need to pick yours. It needs to have a
mhm,
catchy title, and the description it's got to be
mhm,
like, I believe title the description should be short and sweet, but I make a lot of mistakes. So what the fuck do I know? I know that the title and the pitch have to be on point because there's a
mhm,
lot of cosplay making 101. There's a lot of wig styling
mhm.
101.
Hmm.
There's this 101, that 101. But that's why ours have like different titles, like the Dragon Ball panel is called "It's Over 9,000," a Dragon Ball panel,
Mhm.
or like super adult karaoke. Like
Yeah,
what makes it super? Nothing. It's
yeah.
karaoke.
It's karaoke.
It's just karaoke. Just show up and you can drink. That's the super part.
Yeah, there you go. Tequila's my superpower.
That's right. So it's like you're pitching it and like yeah, because you guys work on it. You're like, okay, and it's not like it's not personal. People take it personal. It's not personal.
No, not at all.
Like
Not at all.
everyone has to start somewhere. Like the more you work with a convention, the more they trust you because they know, like, hey, can they draw? Are they entertaining? Can they draw a crowd? Did they suck? What did the audience think? Because people don't realize this, but staff members, this is every con. A
We
staff member
watch.
will walk in and watch. They'll record the
Mhm,
number. They'll watch for 5 minutes and see how the audience is reacting to that panel.
mhm. Do that 3 times. We do that. What was the count at the beginning? Did they start on time? Did they need any equipment that they said they didn't need, but when they got there, all of a sudden they needed it?
Hmm.
That's kind of a red flag. And then halfway through, how many people have left? Have more people left, joined than left? And then at the end, how many people stayed?
Hmm.
So yeah, we do that for every panel. That's why there's always somebody popping their head in. And it's not to try to play gotcha to the panelists. It's to see, hey, do you see me? Do you need anything? Are you good? Give them a
Hmm.
thumbs up,
Yeah,
and they'll go,
bring
yeah, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then but we're definitely looking to see how well was this panel received. Like with yours, when it's standing room only, we're like, okay, next time, yeah, you get more panels next time.
water. Hmm. Yeah, like
Like the best analogy I would give it, it's kind of like when like a health like an inspector or a secret shopper is in your restaurant or something like that. You know what I mean? Like basically how you perform, the setting,
Mhm,
the service, etc., and all that. It's pretty much just like that. It's like they're gonna
mhm.
turn like a food critic. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, and
the old.
yeah.
I was just gonna say the to agree with to add to your like they were checking on you, make sure like if the panel needs water or
Mhm,
like something's not working properly because like they're on point. Like, hey man, you good?
mhm.
Is there anything you
That's,
need? All good.
Anything? Everybody's all good. Everybody's good to go. Okay, cool. Have a great panel.
make sure somebody's not on the floor gasping for air like a fish.
Yeah, yeah. Any medical emergencies?
It's all part of the
Yeah,
show.
Yeah, we have a fish flopping on purpose.
yeah.
Maybe no chaser, but like with Anime Texas in Houston coming up, like are y'all planning anything like major this year? I mean, last year was pretty fun. It was pretty good. I liked
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe go ahead. So,
Ecchi. So we'll have Anime Texas first. We did kind of want to go back to the Woodlands Resort, but they made us a really good deal for that first year because of COVID, and they were really struggling for business because most of their corporate clients, we're all fucking weebs. We're not Woodlands Resort material, for lack of a better term. Most of us. I'm certainly not. I've got no business being in a 5-star resort. Um, and so once COVID had gotten over and their business picked back up, they had to charge me white boy prices, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to do that." So we reached out to some other properties, and the Royal Sonesta Galleria Houston reached out to us and said, "Hey, we see you've got the show called Anime Texas. we'd love to host it. And I started Google imaging the sites, and I went, oh my God, this is even more bougie than the Woodlands Resort. Like, oh, this is going to hurt. But not to bore everybody with the details, but they gave us a really fair deal. And we're super excited to work with them and even do multiple shows eventually, if the market will support it. So the main Anime Texas change will be just a different venue. We did get some feedback from people in in Houston that said, hey, the Woodlands was just a little bit far for me. I wanted to go, but I didn't want to. It was far enough that I didn't want to have to get a hotel, but it was too far for me to drive there and back every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really far for us because we had to get a ride, and I don't have I haven't had a car since my car wreck in 2021. So, or was it 2022? I don't know. It's been a while. So
It's
yeah,
concussion.
Anyways, so yeah, I was like, it's kind of far. We had to get a ride out there, and like it was definitely it was way fancier than when I saw that golf course across the lake. I was
Yeah,
like,
the fountain.
I'll put my cosplay on at the convention center. I'm not walking around here in my Mexico cosplay. Yeah, so that's why I don't know if anybody noticed, I was dressing in the lobby like, why didn't you dress in the room? Have you not seen me?
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you real quick because I know you don't like have a lot of time, but I wanted to talk to you about something. And you kind of so you went on Deacon Rap show, and I don't know if y'all really talked about it and I'll tell you what. Fuck, I hate it when she does that shit. Um, so there's a there's something that we've been talking about all year, and I guess he kind of picked up on it as well. There's an over exact there are a lot of conventions now. There
Mhm.
is a lot of anime cons, a lot of comic cons, a lot of gaming, uh, tabletop gaming, whatever you can think of.
Mhm.
And I don't like you said you've been around for a while. I don't know if you remember, but there was a time in Texas where we had an anime con every 2 to 3 weeks, and
Mhm.
then after we had a crash, and after that we had one every 2 months.
Right.
Do you feel like that's happening again now? Because
Mhm.
like I guess now that people realize that there's a market for conventions, there's Delta H Con and BotCon in the same weekend. Then you
Same
have
weekend. That's
Colossal
unfortunate.
Con,
Yeah.
Anime Texas, Anime Houston, Anime Austin, Anime Dallas.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
you have Onicon, Ikkicon, San Japan. A-Con is in a week.
Yeah.
Comic Palooza was this past weekend.
Yeah, Acon
A-Con's in a week.
is this weekend,
Yeah.
and then
Plus, then you have the big ones across the country: Anime Expo, Anime
Mhm.
Central. You have your second Ecchi Expo.
Anime New
You
York
have
City,
Anime New York. You have
NYC,
Comic Con. You
Dragon.
have the Comic Cons.
Dragon
You have
Con too. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have
Momo was
a
last weekend.
lot of there's a lot of conventions nowadays.
yeah. We
Yeah.
we just had MomoCon last weekend too.
Last weekend. Mhm.
Do you think that this is going to be an issue though? Like
I
because
mean, somewhat. That we could ask that a lot about. Hey, do you think the bubble's going to burst? Because it has before. But one of the wild facts is that 50% of conventions that get started don't even make it to year one. So you guys are only seeing half of the people that tried to run a con, and a lot of people don't know that. And half of conventions don't even get off the ground. Um, and so I think that the market's oversaturated? Yes. Is it possible that I am exacerbating the problem? Also, yes. Um, you know,
If you're not part of the solution, be
right?
part of the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Stay toxic, Kings. And so, um, one of the things that we try to do is provide a product or a service. It's the old saying of you just need to build a better hamburger. And Deacon and I talked about that briefly of like, hey, why once you did Ecchi Expo, all of a sudden these people are copycatting your style of show. And I'm like, yeah, we knew that was going to happen, but we just want to make sure that we're building a better hamburger, for lack of a better term. So we're just trying to make sure that when we do put on a show, because we do so many, we don't phone it in, right? Like every show is as if that was our only show. And so, especially with Ecchi Expo, because you have to drop $100 just to get in. Like that got you in $100, and we don't take that lightly. The VIP is 250 plus. If you're a Waifu Club member, that's another 40, almost 120 to get into that exclusive club that even the VIPs don't get into. And so we
How much is
understand
that
we're
again?
asking a lot. I think right now a 3 month, I think it's 60 for 3 months. And a 3 month paid membership to the Waifu Club gets you access to the Waifu Club Lounge, which is just a highly decorated, dedicated panel room that's been turned into a lounge with its own snacks, its own bar, its own private performances, its own dance pole, its own private meet and greets with hentai and anime voice actors, private experiences with our official waifu, because it wouldn't be a waifu club without the waifu there.
Mhm.
And so, we're trying to provide an experience,
With
at least at this time, that nobody else can provide.
with
And
that being said, though, do you have a super pass for the con, like a lot of these other cons
we
as
thought
well?
about doing a super pass for all of the ecchi expos that we have announced for that calendar year. So, like, say for this year, we had three. Let's say we have 3 or 4 next year in 2024. We would offer a super pass for that. I just need to work that out with Tixer, my ticketing company, because as it stands right now, every event has its own little ticket portal, and I'm not sure how to make one that like umbrellas all of the cons. I'm sure it's possible because other shows do it, but also like fan expos. I think fan expos and Repop have more cons than me.
hmm
I think that's it, and so
Well,
they do it.
a lot of cons like they get shitted on for their super like their the ultra mega Street Fighter 7 super
Yeah,
passes and
7 adjectives. Yeah,
yeah, so like they're like the one con that we were talking about at the door like a month before their door. The price for it like I think for like 20 or 30 or $50 more you can get a PS5. That's how
Yeah.
much their super pass is.
yeah. I mean, I'd love to be able to provide that much content to my attendees that I could sleep with myself at night, for charging that much to get into my nerd party. Um, I mean, I'm not there yet, but I've never had, or knock on wood, I've never had a VIP tell me they felt cheated or ripped off. I have had many VIPs say, bro, I would pay twice this amount for a VIP at Ecchi Expo. I'm like, hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. You're coming back next year, right?
That's right. Right. So
um,
no, but that's really great though because there's a lot of con. Like I said, there's a lot of con owners that too care about their audience. Obviously, they care because they try to put on the best show. You obviously do care about about everybody because
Like
you
the
do put on
attendees,
a
the
great show.
lifeblood.
Mhm.
oh, hell yeah, 100%.
Your show, like your con, is the only one I've ever been to where it was complete 180 from the first year to the second year. Not even the same not even close. Like the first year was great. Yeah, there were issues and things going on, but like the second year was just like insane. Like it was I loved it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we learned a lot, especially with picking venues. That with that first year, and I didn't have the mental bandwidth to try and go tell everybody the first year Ecchi Expo, hey, look, guys, I booked this hotel pre-COVID when this hotel was still getting customers in and out, and when you get guests coming in and out of your hotel, when something breaks, you can fix it because you have money. Well, then COVID happened, and that hotel made no money, and so whenever something broke, they couldn't fix it, and then another thing broke, and they couldn't fix that, and then another thing broke, and they couldn't fix that. Why? Because there was nobody staying in their hotel. So then you have to fast forward when it's time for Ecchi one, and this is a good year and a half after I had already signed the contract. That was not the same hotel I booked, and at the same time, I didn't want to sound like I was making fucking excuses on why the building had fallen to shit. But most of our issues had to deal with the facility itself not operating the way it was contracted to run. Basic things like working toilets and air conditioners and elevators. Yeah, just the bare necessities of hotels. And so
Exactly.
I didn't want to go around and be like profusely apologizing to everybody. I did apologize a lot anyway, but just going, guys, I did not know the hotel was in this bad a shape, or we wouldn't have hosted it here. And I was on the phone during Ecchi Expo 1 finding another hotel for Ecchi Expo 2. And I was just taking notes. I was just writing down, it's got to have this, it's got to have that. We have to address this issue, this issue. We need the hotel to agree to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so that when we did have Ecchi Expo 2, if you have a rough con, at least learn something from it.
Mhm.
It's true, because like some of the other cons in the past before didn't really try to fix anything. Like if they did make some changes, they were very subtle. Like I know there have been like there have been cons with staff that are toxic themselves. Maybe they didn't want to change anything because they do what they like.
Mm.
Like a lot of the newer cons, I feel like Anime Houston, obviously Anime Texas, Etchy Expo, Delta H Con, BotCon, they actually try to listen to the criticism and like, okay, what is something that you had to complain about that's within reason that we can try to fix?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if somebody came and said, "Man, I had bed bugs," I'm like, "Bro, that fucking sucks. That stinks. Let's
Yeah.
go. I'll walk with you to the hotel front desk, and we'll take care of it there." Well, I want my money back for my ticket. I'm like, "Man, this may come as a shock to you, but I'm running the convention. I don't have shit to do with the hotel,
Mhm.
and that doesn't mean I don't care about that crappy situation. Let's try to get your hotel room comped so we can get you a new hotel room." Get you set up, and then you can come back into the con and have the best time of your life.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
that's
there are things
something
that
when
we
we
can't
review
fix.
when we review cons, we try to review you based on shit that you can actually control. That is one of them we don't rate you on because you have no control over that.
Mhm.
People, believe it or not, hotel bed sheets, that's on the hotel. They
Mhm.
like half of the time they don't even change the bed sheets. They just fix the bed and like, oh, I'm pretty sure nobody will notice that stain.
Yeah,
Yeah, or they won't notice. I was like, oh, well, because I know some hotels have like their beds. You can actually look under the bed. There's some that are like, okay, they have like that metal thing or something like that. But sometimes they'd be like, all right, we just set up the beds. That's it. We're not gonna clean anything else. They don't look under. They don't look like
Mhm.
at other stuff and all that. And it's just like sometimes it's the hotel's responsibility. It's not the con responsibility.
They're not gonna notice it. I'm pretty sure the next group of people is not gonna notice the dead body in the shower.
yeah.
They don't use
Yeah, the
showers. What are
Yeah.
you
bath.
talking about?
Anime fans don't shower. You're fine. Nobody will
Oh,
notice. Yeah.
fucking Jesus Christ! That's a con. Like during all of my panels, every single one, I will stop in the middle of the panel. All right, shameless advertising. That's right. We have sponsors.
Yeah.
This panel is brought to you by soap and water. Take a bath, motherfucker.
Yeah. Every
And
day.
deodorant. Put it on.
Yeah. Please use it. And we've been very fortunate. And I don't know why. It might be because we have an older demographic. I mean, obviously with Ecchi, it's inherently older because it's 18 plus. So you cut out all the Naruto running 14-year-olds down the hallway.
You know what it
And
is?
yeah,
Somebody's gonna get mad, but you know what it is? The lack of a game room helps.
yeah. We don't do tabletop games. I love tabletop games. I love D&D. I've been a DM for years. I love Magic the Gathering. I played Magic original 1.0 Magic the Gathering, back in I think it was 93. I think that was right. Is that right? You older guys can help me out. I think it was 93.
It's
Yeah.
early
Yeah,
90s.
it's
I
like
know
Um,
that.
so but at the end of the day, the cost of, so if someone like what you're saying, if a fan comes to me and says, "Man, I'd really love your con if you did a tabletop game room," I'd be like, "Cool, I love tabletop games too, but this is an anime convention, and that means I." So then I'll try to flip it around to him and go, "Okay, cool. So put yourself in my shoes. Which 44 panels do you want to now cut?"
None of them.
Exactly. Okay. Do we get rid of the Shibari room now because you wanted to play Magic? How well is that going to go over?
better not.
Better not. Better fucking not. Right? Okay. Well, now we lose the karaoke room because you want to play cards.
Well, that was not going to work either.
Yeah.
People
So
love karaoke.
and I just try to flip that question around and going, "Hey, I hear you. I understand that you're really passionate about card games, but understand that this is an 18 and up anime convention, and in order to make what you want happen, other people don't get what they want, and I have to be the poor motherfucker that has to just somebody's going to be upsetty spaghetti about it, and I have to make that call.
That's a new one, by the way.
Upsetting spaghetti.
I've learned there are certain things you said today I'm going to use from now on. Stay toxic kings, like shit like that. But like, I'm gonna be honest with you. So when we wanted you on the show to talk about all this stuff, because not because we like wanted to praise you, because honestly, I like me and you have talked before. We've talked
Yeah,
fun,
we talked quite a bit.
and like I don't say anything to kiss your ass, because I don't like honestly I don't feel the need like I need to kiss anyone's ass.
Sure.
But like I really enjoyed the con. I know there's always some shit. There's always something. Everyone's got haters. As Cat Williams once said, if you ain't got haters, you doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning trying to get more haters. Every day.
Every day.
I love Cat Williams. I love because I see it like that. Like people are gonna hate on you. And there are people that absolutely in this community hate my guts. So like, but it doesn't like deter. Like I've heard rumors about myself. I've heard stories about myself. I heard all kinds of shit. Did y'all know that Mexico went to jail? Like they were telling a rumor. I was sitting there in a hoodie. I heard Mexico went to jail. I'm like, and then I took off the hoodie. Yeah, really? What did I go to jail for?
Yeah. Sure. Those are fun to read. We're like, hey, did you know we did this? I didn't know we did this. This was news to me.
That sounded real fun. I wish I was there.
I wish I was there. Tell me all about it. So yeah, that does happen, and that's unfortunate that happens. And we do try to say, hey, was there any grain of truth in what happened? Is there something that we could have done better? Can we improve our practices or our policies or our procedures? But we're definitely, if someone throws something super heavy at us, we'll have to take a look and go, oh my gosh, do I need to forward this to legal?
And the thing is, like, we are very strict about that shit now, like, because we're not gonna get into that, but like, somebody was like, "Oh, you should talk about this. You should talk about that." And we had a cosplayer come on a couple years ago to talk about a con, and she like completely badmouthed them and talked shit about them. And she said apparently she said a bunch of shit that was untrue about that con. The con approached me. They were pissed. I had to send them the recording so they could take her to court.
Yeah.
We took the show down. It's no longer on our YouTube channel. It's nowhere. You can't see it anywhere. I completely took it down.
Yeah.
Because I sent them that, and like we don't do that shit anymore. It's no longer. Oh, did you hear? This is what this person said. No.
Nope,
I need receipts. I need proof. If I can at least get one text message of evidence, I'll run the story.
Yeah.
I'll run it.
A verified source. Yeah.
Right, but I'm not about to put my ass on the line and like kill a potential business relationship or a possible lawsuit. And that's what really worries me. I ain't got no money. You sue me, you're taking the background. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I ain't got no money. Like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna run to
you
Mexico.
do. It's behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. It's gonna be Geeks 5 ever live from Mexico. Come get my shit, bitch.
Yeah.
No, but it is what it is. Like you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna like, and I feel like because you have another ecchi con coming up soon.
Yeah, we have 3. We've got one coming up in Denver at the end of July.
That's yours.
Yeah. Any ecchi expo is trademarked and copyrighted with the U.S. Trademark and Patent Office.
Is it true that there was another? So I heard rumors, and I don't know if you want to answer this or not. I heard rumors that there was another convention with the same or similar name as Ecchi Expo, not Ecchi Fiesta. They're completely different. But I'm talking about an actual, like somebody actually naming themselves Ecchi Expo, like something like that. Did you hear anything about that?
No, we haven't seen anything come across that. Now we've seen people take they'll copy my homework but change it so it looks like you didn't do it, kind of philosophy. We've seen that happen, and we knew that was going to happen. But like we said, if you welcome back. There's if you own the Burger King on the side, on the side of the road, that doesn't stop somebody else from opening up a King Burger next to you.
Oh, now that you mentioned that, I've actually seen some shit like that. There was a Dairy Queen and it went out of business, and then it reopened up a few months later as Queen Burger.
Queen Burger.
Yeah.
It was Queen
Yeah.
Burger after that. So yeah,
There,
Same, same
there,
red little lip.
there is
England, America.
there is like a burger place. I think it's like in North Carolina. It's called What a Burger, but there's hyphens on it, so it's What hyphen a hyphen burger. So it's like What a Burger, and people think that's the one everyone talks about. It's like no,
it's not.
No, yeah, so what we try to say is, look, if it says Ecchi Expo, that's us. If it doesn't say Ecchi Expo and it's not on our main Ecchi Expo website of our list of cities, that's not us. And hopefully nobody's going to just try. They've already tried to copy paste the theme of the show. Hopefully they'll have enough legal sense to not try to actually name it Ecchi Expo, because that is trademarked with the U.S. Patent Office. So that would be quite a hiccup.
So do you? I want to ask you something. This is your opinion. You don't have to be professional or anything. Do you consider
Help
yourself?
and relief.
Do you all consider yourselves like the obviously not the quality and taste or anything, but do you consider yourselves like the McDonald's of like etchy cons in Texas?
Oh, we had a talk about this the other day. That a there is a con for everybody. We always say that Ecchi Expo is for anyone, but it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that we're not trying to be the McDonald's of cons. We're trying to be the Longhorn Steakhouse of
There you
cons.
go. There you
We're
go.
trying to be the
There
salt grass of steakhouse,
There you go.
or the salt grass of food, of cons. We're trying to cater to a different clientele, not better, not worse, just different. And so we're definitely intentionally trying to attract people that want a more premium experience and are willing to make that investment into having that premium experience at a hotel resort. Guys, I could rent out civic centers left and right for what I'm paying to have all these hotel cons. And as attendees, you don't need to know any of that, right? You just want to pay X amount and go have fun with your friends, go have a blast, and then either stay at a hotel somewhere or it's local, so you're just going to go home. And so what we're trying to make our shows is as an all-inclusive 3-day vacation where you stay at a hotel, you stay on site, and you just party as late as you want, and then that's it. Well, if you're going to consider it a vacation, think about how much it costs to go on vacation. If we're the Disney World of anime cons, you don't expect to pay
Six Flags prices.
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's
I
a
was
good
trying to think
analogy.
of some amusement park, but I didn't want to throw anybody under the bus. But
Don't
Worlds
expect
of
Splash
Fun.
Town. Yeah.
yeah, so if you want that level of premium experience, there's a cost associated with that, because it does cost a lot of money to bring all these people in and fly all these voice actors in and do all that jazz, and just
Yeah.
not to mention getting the building. So yeah, I don't think we're trying to be the McDonald's. I would say we're attempting to, if it's not pretentious to say so, to be the Saltgrass, not the
Well,
McDonald's.
no, I agree with you actually on that, but it was more like in the sense of like a pioneer, because McDonald's did create the speedy system, which is what every
Mm,
fast food restaurant uses now,
they use now.
and they are like the NFL of like fast food. They are
Gotcha.
it. So
The
like
the big
you can
cheese of
yeah, do you consider yourself
Mm,
like a like when it comes to like these? Obviously you're not the first, so we can't say founding father, but
right.
you consider yourself like a trailblazer, are you like is Etchy Expo like gonna be iconic? And like
I'll leave that as a kind of a cop out answer, but I'll leave it for the fans to decide that. That's definitely our goal, though. I've joked multiple times that I want to be and hopefully this isn't a triggering word for folks, but I want to be like the Elon Musk of cons, or the Steve Jobs of cons. I want to look at conventions in a way that people traditionally haven't looked at conventions, and thought outside the box and take some risks. You don't think it was scary as fuck to try to put on an 18 and up con in Texas.
Yeah.
Either like, oh, that's great, or you're fucking nuts, bro. Like they're gonna shut you down.
Plus, like, there's more than that. Like, are we gonna get a lot of people? Because you're
Mhm.
You
alienating, like,
automatically cut off certain people by doing
yeah,
that.
that's 70% of an actual
Of
average
an
anime
anime
con.
con, that's your main demographic are 12 to 18-year-olds.
Hmm. And like like if we were to ever do a con, I would do an 18 plus con because I could not live with myself with like there
Kids.
are issues with the community because these are kids coming to this convention, and then there are these nasty asses, pieces of shits
Hmm.
that like go there. I'm like, well, she's almost 18. Like, dude, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna leave it at that. But like, and like, I really like. That's why I love the 18 plus guns because like y'all did a great job. Like, let's see some ID. I don't know, it looks fake.
Yeah.
This looks
Yeah.
fake. This,
Yeah.
bro, it's real. You want me to go get my walker?
Right. Well, yeah, and everybody gets the talk when they go into Ecchi Expo. They get brought into the little because there's two sets of elevator or not elevator automatic doors. Words are hard. You go into the first automatic door and you get your ID verified by security, and then there's banners, there's signage all through in that little cubby that says, "Here's our harassment policy. Here's our code of conduct. Here's our photography policy. Um, if you walk through these doors, you're agreeing to abide by all of these policies. It doesn't matter if you actually read this or not. You will be held civilly and criminally, responsible for abiding by these. Does anyone have any questions? No? Great. Go have a fucking great time. Enjoy Ecchi Expo.
Right,
But
exactly.
everybody gets to
Exactly.
talk. Don't touch anybody. Don't touch anybody. You especially don't touch anybody. No, we don't single people out like that.
Yeah,
But
no. No, you're great.
yeah,
That's my job. Hey,
yeah, yeah,
and I'll do it in Spanish too. No lo
yeah,
tocas. No lo tocas.
yeah. Don't touch anybody. You get it? All right. Are we clear? Who are you supposed to touch? Nobody. Great. Okay, super. Off you go. One of the fun things with Ecchi was because our clientele is a little bit different than AnimeCon. Some of the guests who haven't worked our circuit before were like, I was really kind of worried that because it was an 18 up Ecchi hentai show, that the attendees would be a little on the odd side, and they were very diplomatic about it. But I knew what they were saying, that there'd be some freaks. And to a guest, and I can say this to every guest came to me personally and said, these are the most well-behaved fans I have ever met. Where did you find these fans? These are the nicest, kindest, sweetest, gentlest people, and they're at a hentai show. What is this? What
We threatened
what
them at the
portal
door.
have I stepped into? So props to our Ecchi fandom for being rock solid chads on that. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
And no, but honestly, I'm looking. You guys do a great job. I feel like y'all have done amazing. I've loved working with y'all every step of the way, and I look forward to working with y'all, especially this year.
Mhm.
Geeks Five Ever is definitely going to be at Anime Texas and Etchy Expo
Sweet.
for sure. And we will do a lot more. We're working on something, guys. We're not going to say anything just yet, but we're working on something with Etchy Expo and Anime Texas. So we got some stuff coming up
Be
this
on the
year. Like,
lookout.
be on the lookout. That's right, because this is the year of G5E. We have twice as many. There are like this year's almost halfway over. We just started. Comic Palooza was our first
Mhm.
con, which we're about to review with. We got Capella Cosplay and
Mhm.
Almighty Cosplay joining us. They're about to come
Sweet.
on there in the backstage. But we definitely we want to do more this year. We definitely want to do we want to do to reach out. We want to do more comedy panels, but we are also before you go. I also wanted to announce while you were here that we are actually doing more wholesome panels as well.
Good
We are
call.
experimenting with BotCon, but I wanted to announce this while you were here.
Mhm.
But we are doing panels such as mental health awareness and diversity in cosplay.
Sweet. Those are great.
So we want to talk about because that's one of the things as cosplayers a lot of us suffer from is anxiety and mental health. and like we go to cons for a release, like that's what we go for, and people get
Mhm.
depressed after a con, so we
Yeah,
want to reach out and help them because cosplay is not just about going and having fun, but it's helping others like have a great time. Like, hey, you want to talk about it? I got you. I might not always give you the answer you want to hear. I might have to give you the answer you need to hear, but I
sure.
will be there for you. And that's why we want to do stuff like that for Anime Texas and Etch Expo, because it'll show like, hey, we're here to have fun. But you know what? Sometimes, like, what is it? Introverts, they need time to chill because it could be you could be overstimulated with everything that's going on, especially at Etch Expo.
Especially at Etsy. Yeah.
It was never a dull moment. Y'all even had to like y'all even brought security like a SWAT team. Like I thought y'all had cattle prods at one time. Like, get out. You can't stay here. You can't, but you can't. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay
You
here.
can't stay here. Go up to your hotel rooms. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. No, but thank you so much for coming on. I know you're very busy. I know you got a lot of things going on. You got
That's
a
all good.
lot of amazing things coming up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Just be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can look us up. If you want to, if you're interested in joining the Waifu Club, which is our, ultra lux super saiyan ultra instinct level, you know, the Waifu Club is very easy to find at ecchiexpo.org. I think it's the first tab. You can just click it and it'll tell you about how to get into that exclusive experience. It's online and in person. Um, Thank you guys for your support. We love having you at our
Is there
cons.
any
And,
way we can pitch
yeah,
our guests here as cosplay guests for the future cons?
yeah, for sure.
All right, I got you. All right,
Yeah,
thank you, Josh. Thank you. It's always an honor. I enjoy
yeah.
talking with you. I enjoy hanging out with you.
Thanks,
I
man. Right
will,
back at you.
yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to this year. This year is
Thanks
going
so
to
much.
be also like just once again make sure you follow him, check him out, check out his stuff, sign up for the Super Ultra Instinct, be there or be Square Pass, the what was it called again? The Waifu Pass? What was
Waifu Club.
Waifu Club? Make sure you sign up for that. Definitely check out all of their social media, the tweeters, the YouTubes, the books of faces, all that good ass shit
The
right
talk and the
there.
ticks.
The talk of
Yeah,
the ticks, the
the
tweeter
face talk.
birds,
Yeah,
the TikTok clocks or whatever they're called. I don't know. I got
The clock.
all right. All right, we will definitely I'll definitely hit you up, but thank you once again. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your mind. Good
absolutely. Have a
night.
good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
All right. So now time to start
Part two.
part 2 of our podcast. Joining us, he is the all might of the cosplay community. The one, the only almighty cosplay.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's up? Welcome.
Ooh,
What's up,
And
nice guy?
joining us, she is the future of panel hosting and cosplay. She is going to be the EST, the greatest, the bestest, the dopest. Capella cosplay.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, welcome. Thank you guys for coming on here. I wish I had a soundtrack to play. Let's random applause.
I can applaud next to the mic. That's all I can do.
All right. The
It
Joker clap. All right, thank you for joining us. I know it's been really crazy today. Thank you once again to Josh for joining us. We weren't sure if he was going to come on today or not. It was kind of set up last minute, then it was canceled last minute, and then it was on back again last minute. So thank you, Josh, for coming on. If you haven't already, make sure you check out Anime Texas and Ecchi Expo. We will be there. Like I said, we're working on something that I just can't talk about yet, but it's big.
He's
Big.
he's talking about Dragon Balls you can put in places you shouldn't. So
Look, sir, that panel's not free. I don't know what you're talking about.
You get that with that Ultra Instinct pass you can get.
Yeah, that's that Ultra Instinct Pass.
There
All
we go.
right. So tell us a little bit about yourself, All Might, so we can begin. Tell us a little about yourself, who you are, and what you cosplay.
um, Texas-based cosplayer, Mexican and Puerto Rican. I've been cosplaying for around like 10 years, 9 years now. I like cosplaying usually my favorite characters. They tend to be the mightiest characters in the show. I love the character All Might. I've done like 7 different versions of him, but range from comic books, movies, and TV shows from what I cosplay from, and
Mm.
just do it for the fun of it and do it for the love of all the characters that I like.
By the way, like I just want to say, man, like I am very proud of you, dude. Like you have come such a long way. You are definitely up there. You're starting to like get the guest status now.
Hmm.
Like that's you've come a long way, dude. You've come a long way.
And come a long way from that death trap of my first bat suit.
That's you've come a long way from Goku, from your Goku cosplay and the Batman cosplay to now your All Might looks pretty good. It's kind of weird when I see you with blonde hair. I'm like because it's sometimes I don't recognize it. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's that?
And then like the redo of Goku, like so like I look back at my first Goku and I look at my current Goku and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Night and day.
Night and day. Night and day.
And I just got Homelander as a really good one now too.
Yeah, your
Oh, dude,
Homelander's
I
great.
love
Your
cosplay
Homelander's great.
Homelander. Homelander.
It's
I get away with so much shit as Homelander.
can I just say that I laughed my ass off when I saw you take a picture with actual Homelander.
Yeah,
You're like
Anthony Starr.
taller than him.
He's a short guy.
He is. Is he?
He is.
He's really short. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't actually get to meet them. I didn't have the money or the time. Like I didn't get like it was. We can talk about that in a minute. All right, and next is joining us. She is like literally, I fucking love her. I met her one year at a con. I'm not gonna say how or where, but I met her and I knew she had like the potential to be great, and she's doing amazing. I'm gonna call her by her Instagram name because I didn't get a chance to get her stage name before we started. All right, tell us about yourself, Capella cosplay.
Hi. So I'm Dice. I'm also a Texas cosplayer. I've been cosplaying on social media consistently for about 4 or 5 years. Though my first cosplay was like way back when in 6th grade and it was hot garbage.
I think
um,
everyone's first cosplay
If
was
you
hot
had a
garbage.
great cosplay
yeah.
in 6th grade, then you're way better than we all were.
I feel like if you had a great cosplay at 6th grade, your parents had great money.
I dressed as the Power
Yeah.
Ranger.
Yeah. No, but I'm a craftsman. I mostly focus on sewing, but I am slowly starting to expand into foam work, and I do a lot of characters who are just my favorite cute girls. A little self love hack I've tricked myself into doing is cosplaying the characters that I simp for so I can simp for myself.
I never thought of it like that. So I should dress up as a bottle of tequila.
Yes. I mean, whatever works.
I will simp. I will simp and sip myself.
I'll be looking forward to your 4-star Dragon Ball cosplay.
I don't love Goku more than I love tequila. Just for the record.
No, I meant just the 4-star, just the
Oh, the
4-star
force.
Dragon Ball.
It's a Dragon
Have
Ball.
you not found one of those Dragon Ball cups? Like it's a Dragon Ball, but it can hold liquor. You not found one of those yet?
I think someone would have to make it. Probably 3D print it.
I'm gonna have to send an email once this podcast is over. Anyways, so you've been cosplaying. You cosplay characters that you simp over, but do you? So I followed your I follow your Instagram, and I also like. Do you have a TikTok as well that you?
Yeah.
Because I
So
think I've
I'm
seen
on
some of your stuff.
I'm on Instagram and TikTok under the same handle, and then I also do stuff on Twitter and on Twitch, but that's more VTubing and virtual streaming if that's something you know about and are into.
I'm old. I didn't know what
I
you
know
said.
what I know the word what VTubing is.
Yeah.
That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that video blogging? Isn't that just video blogging?
No.
It's like vlogging without showing your face.
It's like streaming, but as an anime character.
Yeah, it's basically anime Muppets.
Yeah,
I
anime
can
Muppets.
look like
I love
however I
that.
want to look like.
I
VTubing
have
anime
seen
Muppets.
that. I cannot sit there and watch that shit. I'm sorry, I can't. No
Understand.
offense. I do follow your shit. I'm like actually a really big fan because when we met, I talked about how much potential you had, and I was trying to uplift you, and you have really come a long day from the first time that I met you to like now. Because I see
You're
you
so
doing so
sweet.
much. You're hosting panels as well. Like
Yes.
that is impressive, and I really like if you ever need help or just like whatever you need, just let us know because we know panelists. Me and All Might know like a
Mhm.
lot of panelists. Like he does as well. I do, and sometimes they just quit. They just don't
Mhm.
keep at it because they don't get the audience or the praise that they want. Oh, somebody said hi. I'm not gonna show the comment because it has your name on it. But hello. That's Trunks saying hi.
I definitely really want to get into hosting sort of more comedy entertainment panels, but at the moment, I'm only really doing educational talk panels, kind of talking about different nerd things.
Mhm.
Comedy is so it depends on how you approach it.
Hmm.
Um so All Might, do you host cosplay panels as well?
No, I'll usually go. I'll assist my friends with their panels usually. Like
Hmm.
they'll usually do like Family Feud or trivia ones like Jeopardy. Um, I have been in some panels like talking about cosplays, like diversity in cosplay, stuff like that, and just like the impact of like how to get into a character or like how to build your social media audience. Those are the panels I've done.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like both of y'all are like way like y'all are popular. Both of y'all are really popular. Y'all have as far as followers goes, at least in the four digits on one social media platform. I can't imagine all of them combined. And like ours, like
Oh,
it's a little harder for a podcast to get as popular as a cosplay model,
for
Hmm.
for
but
for combined, I have a six-digit number.
Nice.
nice.
I will say it's easier to it feels easier to push out content as a cosplayer than it would be as a podcaster because you do more long form stuff, whereas cosplayers, one post could be 2 to 3 pictures, and you could do one photo shoot where you get 10 to 12 to 15 or more photos.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've like our TikTok is actually gaining steam because I started posting progresses of my Captain Mexico and all like here comes all my people like oh like they're cheering
Nice.
and shit like that.
Honestly,
Uh,
you have a lot of like funny moments that you should just post on TikTok.
Hmm.
Like little clips of you being your candid self. That's really hilarious. You should really post on TikTok.
Comedy goes far on TikTok, and
Mhm.
honestly, it's really easy to gain traction on there as long as you post like consistently, maybe once a day, and the algorithm just eats that up.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try that. I'm gonna definitely try that now. I'm because I'm starting to see how it works. Like I see why everybody does it now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, for example, like there's like for me, I use TikTok, but I use it for like dubs and like voiceovers and all that stuff. And one day it could go from like, oh, I don't think only like 3 people watching, and then if you fall asleep overnight, end up like 10,000 people start watching. It's like, whoa,
Hmm.
the
Yeah, like
algorithm is like really strong on TikTok.
I need to start doing more content on there again. I used to be. I just had to get like stuff in order, but I
Mhm.
already have. You'll appreciate. I have a skit that I'm planning on doing where it's a bunch of characters that I cosplay, and they're called. I'm gonna call them Council of Supermen, where they're all of them are pastiches of Superman or Superman adjacent, like Superman, Goku, Omni Man, Homelander, Metro Man, and they're all like they all have talked about a subject like, oh wait, so who does this best, or who would handle this situation the best, and like they all have their own rules of like Homelander's the punching bag because he's the weakest one here. Omni Man's overly serious, but also everyone can kick his ass. Goku's here to have fun. Superman's the old timer who's just knows that, oh, look at all these new young guys.
mhm. Yeah,
I will
no,
say,
but
oh,
go ahead, go ahead,
sorry.
go ahead, go
I
ahead.
will say I've seen your skits before and I love them. They're hilarious, and I wish I could have that kind of creativity to like plan things out, but I'm just so head empty.
It's definitely like when it comes to comedy, it's something you have to think about and like, okay,
Hmm.
is this gonna work? Is this not gonna work? Definitely, like I'm the worst person to ask for advice 'cause I don't plan shit, I don't write shit, I don't think about shit. I just go out there and talk shit.
Yeah, your improv is very good. Your improv is very good.
Which is funny because everybody will ask me like, "Hey, like, oh my god, that was funny," and I'll fuck with people in the audience. Like I encourage people, troll me, please do it, challenge me. If you can out joke me, I welcome it. Because somebody was talking during Dragon Ball versus My Hero, and I'm like, hey, keep it down. You in the cheap seats, keep it down. I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh shit. And then I'll make jokes to people like all the time, like, oh look, it's Inuyasha. Quick, everybody take a good look at him before he gets canceled again.
Oh yeah, like that. I'll do that when I'm playing. When I'm doing certain characters. Like when I'm cosplaying Homeland, I did it all weekend. When I would see like heroes who I know don't have superpowers or like are weaker, I'll just go up to them. I went up to a Hawkeye, and I was just like, "This is what qualifies for heroism in your universe. You have a bow, and you're deaf.
It
Loser.
was
Never make it on my team."
I would have been up like, hey, look, it's Pigeon Man.
And,
During one of my because I had was it what's the name of the superhero from My Hero that
Hawks.
has the
Which
wings?
one?
Hawks.
Which one? A
Hawks.
hawk.
Hawks. I called him Pigeon Man.
He gives me
I-
chicken vibes.
The color scheme.
Hey, leave
Hey,
Hot Wings
Pop-
alone.
Popeyes.
Leave Hot Wings alone.
Popeye's
Yeah,
cosplay. Chill.
The colors do it, especially the feathers. People think, hey, spicy wings
Hey, look, like calm down before I serve you with a biscuit and some fries
and no drink.
and no drink. Someone gonna die. Someone gonna die. All right, so we definitely 17 just texted me. I definitely want to help both of y'all. Like if you ever decide to do panels in the future, that's definitely something that I would like. I know you said Dixie. I definitely know that you're doing panels. If you wanted to talk about them a little bit later on, we can actually, because we have some panels. Before we begin, though, we just need to let everybody know in our audience that our podcast today is brought to you by Delta HCon at the Marriott West Chase this year, June 30th through July 2nd. Delta HCon returns with voice talent such as John Gramillion, Kyle Haber, and other people. I forgot their fucking names. Oh, Cell's gonna be there,
Yes,
bro.
Daniel Clark.
Oh my fucking god, Cell's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
my next cosplay.
Cell.
That'd be
So.
sweet.
Perfect cell.
I'm just gonna dress up as a cockroach and call myself Cell. Also, our fuck my life. Our podcast
Or
is
fuck my
brought to you-
life.
our podcast is
Good
also
segue.
brought to you by BotCon. That's right. July 1st and July 2nd, BotCon comes to you in Pasadena. We will be at both cons. By the way, both cons hosting panels. Day panels for BotCon, adult night panels for Delta. So, yeah. God help me.
Wait, you're at both conventions the same weekend?
Yes. The only
Nice.
difference is Delta is getting one extra day, which is Friday.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll do our like family friendly panels at BotCon. And by the way, Trunks, it is a play on the word bacon.
Yes.
And
It's their first one.
Oh.
It's their second.
Oh, second one, my bad.
And
Bacon
we
convention.
just got approved on Saturday, so now we will be at both. We will be there to share the love, the chaos, the infamy,
The
the
insanity.
Mexican.
The Mexican.
Nice. I definitely have to try and stop by one of your daytime panels because I will be at BotCon for one day and then at Delta H for the rest of the weekend because my maid troupe is actually working the maid cafe at BotCon.
Oh, we will definitely
Ooh.
check it out.
Awesome.
So at BotCon we have Dragon Ball versus My Hero again. Well, that's one of the not again at the con. It's over 9,000 a Dragon Ball panel. This is one I stole from Zeros to Heroes. Hi, Josh. A hill you would die on. So this is an open mic panel where you, the audience, it's pretty much essentially whatever your opinion is. Change my mind, like
Boneless
chicken
wings or just chicken nuggets.
with hot sauce. Change
Yep.
my mind. So it's whatever
Yes.
opinion you have.
I mean, you're not wrong.
See, that's what I've been saying for years, and people are like, "No, they're just boneless wings." I'm like, okay,
Turkey
come up with
is
a
mid.
good- there you go. That's a good one. unless it's on a sandwich. That's my-
Debatable.
Yeah.
I'm an anti-turkey person.
Ham is
Pokemon,
debatable.
Pokemon and Madden are almost exact. Like Pokemon is the same shit every time a new game comes out, just like Madden is every year.
Just with
Change
new
my mind.
monsters.
Yep. Change my mind. But that's so there's that one, and then we're doing Pokemon versus Digimon, and these are the two new panels we're introducing. I know other people have done them, but we're going to talk about them as well. Mental health awareness and diversity in cosplay.
That's great. I heard you talking about that when I came in and was just kind of waiting, but that is awesome. And I think that's like a great thing that you guys are doing. And I think it's definitely an important topic that needs to be talked about.
It is because when it comes to diversity, people think like, oh, like it's so much to it. Like you have handy capable people that cosplay. You have people of different sizes that cosplay. You have people of different ethnicities that cosplay, different cultural backgrounds. Like like not. It's amazing how we try to be all inclusive, but there is gatekeeping in the community,
Mhm.
whether
Mhm.
it's silent or if it's out loud. But there are people that will judge others like, oh, you can't cosplay uh this character.
You can't cosplay this character because I'm cosplaying this character. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like
That sounds like someone we know.
no, yeah,
That's where ego comes in.
yeah. There's a lot of them. Like for example, they'd be like, "Oh, your Sailor Venus cosplay is for everyone, but yeah, just gonna let you know, I'm gonna be cosplaying this character. So can nobody cosplay that character on Friday? Only me."
Or
There's
like the
probably a
oh,
lot of
you
that.
don't have the skin tone to
Oh,
Yeah,
cosplay
God.
this character.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're too
The
big.
physique.
You're
Yeah.
too big to cosplay this character. Or you're too skinny to cosplay this character. It's like
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, leave me the. It's like leave these people, leave me, and leave these people the fuck alone. You don't put food on our plate. You don't get to decide that shit. You're not that character. You don't own that character.
Mhm.
And it's something that I want to talk about because cosplay should be all inclusive. Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it literally has the word play in the name.
Yeah. Don't take
Yeah.
it too seriously.
Yeah.
Agreed. As much as it feels like cosplayers try to be kind and uplifting to everyone, there definitely is like a gatekeeping, and there is still hateful comments that people get just for existing. And other issues just kind of behind the scenes. I know some of my friends struggle to be able to buy cosplays because they are plus sized, and companies don't always necessarily have the size range inclusivity for that.
Yeah.
And just, there's so much that still needs to be done in the community.
No, yeah, it's. I
It's
remember
definitely
at one point, cosplayers were shitting because I am glad you said something. There were cosplayers that were shitting on other cosplayers for buying the fucking cosplay.
Hmm.
yeah.
Like, you should make it. Why do you even come to the con if you didn't make it? Like, who the
And it's like this.
It's such a
I
shitty,
spent the
scummy
money.
thing to say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I spent the money. I like, oh yeah, you spent 5 hours working on your outfit, or you spent like 2 days. Awesome. I spent 2 days at work and then doing a side job in order to make the money in order to completely purchase this. So yeah, hard work goes into cosplay, whether you're making your cosplay or you're purchasing it. Money doesn't come off trees, you know.
Hmm.
Mhm.
As a craftsman, the sort of hate towards cosplayers who buy their cosplays, trying to make them feel less legitimate, it breaks my heart because this should be a community where everyone's welcome. And personally, I started buying my cosplays and then I transitioned into making them. But if I had received the kind of hate that some cosplayers do for buying their cosplays, I would have never gotten to this point. And I think it's really important that we're just kind to everyone because at the end of the day, cosplay is just about showing your love for a series or for a character. And it
Mhm.
shouldn't matter if you made your cosplay, if you bought your cosplay, if you thrifted it, or if it looks like hot garbage, you know? It's all about just having fun. And I feel
shit?
like people forget that.
No, absolutely, because
Yeah.
she's got a valid point. Because there, like for example, like sometimes a lot of people want to see like accuracy of their cosplays, but sometimes sometimes you have to like improvise when it's like something beyond your control. Like for example, there's people who like, okay, I want to do this character, but no one in the stores can buy it. Most people can like make it on their own, and sometimes it's all about like being creative with it. That's also another key in cosplay is like to be creative. Sometimes you can come up with creative ways to use your cosplay. Like for example, I saw a Goku cosplayer at KamehaCon that like to do the Kamehameha, like the sphere, they use like foam and they made it like out of like in their hand. It looks so cool. And I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Or they use LED lights to like make it stand out or something like that. It's just something like to add their own touch to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's definitely buying cosplays has become more accessible nowadays because Trunks brings up a good point. Buying the cosplays like you go back 15 years ago, like 14, 12, 13 years, and like they aren't as good quality wise and like size wise. Everything is so much better now
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because like
I don't
and
know,
like
like,
back then, all the cosplays came from like overseas, and they're always get a size or two above than what you normally wear because they like don't fit right. They're too
oh,
tight.
Yeah.
and then like the
And
realm of commissioners is like that. All those cosplayers who started cosplaying back then are now like seasoned, and now they're like, oh, we'll do commissions. There's people who make who's like this is how they make their living. They make cosplay commissions. They make cosplay props. It's a big now economy around like cosplaying and like purchasing a cosplay or getting a commission or like even like wig making and all that. There's so many facets of the thing because there will be someone who'll purchase it from you.
right,
It's also the aspect of secondhand cosplaying. You have to buy it from someone.
Mm-hmm.
If I make a cosplay, it's got a lot of intricate parts, and I spent a lot of time making that, but I don't want to cosplay that character anymore. I have two options: throw it away, which is a huge waste
Right.
of material
Huge waste.
and time and talent, or sell it or give it to somebody. Someone
Swap it.
can use this. And just to say no, they have to make their own, that's just being closed-minded.
I've
Yeah.
even rented out my cosplays before.
I've given stuff away
Yeah.
because, like, I'm not going to cosplay this character
I
ever
couldn't
again.
write out
so.
my shit. Why? Because I'd forget about it.
Yeah. Also, because like
I'm
it
like, what
just
happened to my
helps.
Ninja Turtle?
Yeah, because like a lot of people could do that stuff too. Because for example, sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, can I borrow your belt, or can I borrow like this part of your cosplay?" It's like, "Yeah, sure. Can I borrow yours?" You know, sometimes they'll swap it or trade it or something like that. You know, it's like a recycling. You know.
There definitely has become what feels like a fast fashion kind of thing with cosplay because there's so much pressure to constantly be doing new characters. But I'm really happy that selling and trading has become more common. And I will say, me and my friends, we just share cosplays. Like, I buy cosplays for characters I want to do, but these characters might be from the same series and we want to do a group. So I will have my friends borrow those cosplays and they'll give me theirs to borrow so we can also do groups, you know? And it's such an easier way of doing things that saves everyone money.
I agree. Yeah. So let me make sure there's no more comments before we move on. I'm tired of making something.
Although someone made a comment about like they got tired of selling and making props because people didn't give credit properly, and that's definitely a big issue.
Yeah,
You
that's
always gotta
huge.
give credit to like
Don't
photographer.
buy a cosplay.
Everyone.
Mhm.
You always give credit where credit's due.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Claiming it as your own, I mean, that's a big no-no across the board.
That's scummy.
No, I for one like I've told everyone like I try to make everything on my own, but if I need help with something, I will flat out ask. I don't give a shit because I'm not doing the competitions anymore. I don't give a shit. Like
Mhm.
if you do the competitions, good for you, great, awesome, I love it. I don't do them anymore because I don't give a shit.
That you like your Sundays.
I do like my Sundays, and I also like not being. I hate the reason why I don't do them anymore because you're stuck in like a room for like 4 to 3 hours. And I hate
Mhm.
that shit. I hate that shit. I need to like I can't do that shit no more. And
I
but I okay.
I have con horror stories from cosplay contests where we were stuck backstage for hours, not able to leave. We didn't have food or water, and the AC was broken. It was hell.
What
That's
con was that?
Anime Matsuri 2019.
It has been 0 days
Wah,
since we
wah.
have mentioned
Yes.
Matsuri.
For
Wah,
once, it
wah.
wasn't me. I was
You
so
dodged
quick.
it pretty good the first
I
hour.
did. I did not say who they were. I didn't
No.
say homeboy's name. Nobody's fucking with my internet outside.
Yeah, that's a common issue in some conventions where because they have to have all those cosplayers in a large enough area where justice is going to equally access to them. So usually it's in the backstage of like an open area,
Mhm.
but there's not a lot of air that flows in some of those places. And if there's bad airflow to begin with, and then the air goes down, let's say it's hot, you can't go anywhere for 6 hours because you don't know when the judge is going to be there, and those things don't always run on time.
Yeah.
So a 3-hour judging is going to take 6 hours now.
They need to get some
When you're
portable AC
hungry.
units in that motherfucker because some people don't bathe before they do that
Yes.
shit. They
Yeah.
don't freshen up. They don't bathe. I didn't know I was at Fiesta's fish market.
Well, the big thing is a lot of
It's accurate.
cosplayers who have the kind of bulkier cosplays or foam smiths who have full suits of
Lighting
armor,
systems.
they're already dying because of heat, in normal AC conditions. So I can't imagine. Like, I think we're fortunate people didn't pass out, and that is
Can't
a
sit
legit
down.
concern. Some people can't sit. Some people can't see properly. Some people are just sweating to death.
No, I know. Trust me. Captain Mexico. People don't realize this, but that's actually created on top of tactical armor. Like the vest
Oh,
underneath
God.
it is a tactical vest.
Because you've made a terrible mistake when you made that.
Fuck you. People attack me.
I've picked up
Racist-
all your stuff. That stuff is heavy. You made it ridiculously.
did.
There's no reason for it to be
No, I
made out of
told you the
literal
reason.
stuff.
I told you the reason. I told you that
You just wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
Had
You
to
just
be
wanna
that
be
extra.
cool.
It's what
no,
he
it's
had.
because
what he had.
ever since I wear it to the Renaissance as well, and when I go to the Renaissance, there's always some drunk racist asshole
Oh,
that tries to like start shit or do shit, and so people have actually punched me in the chest while wearing that armor, and I like out of the blue they just run up and like they would say something racist, and then they'll just flat out like punch the armor, and I wasn't prepared. I didn't see it coming.
damn.
Uh,
Oh my god,
I don't know.
that's so
I'm gonna make
scary.
you 2 sets, one for conventions and one for when there's racist drunks around you.
I'm very surprised someone would be bold enough, like, to just straight up punch you, for especially how big you are. And, like,
Alcohol
you're,
does a lot of
and
things.
you're like functionally strong, like functionally big, strong too. Like, that's really stupid.
Big strong boy.
like when I was I'm covered in bruises, and we're gonna talk about Comic Palooza, starting off with this story. So yeah, I mean, I am like yeah, I'm physically strong. Like I definitely try to work out. Like I have some injuries that I'm letting recover, like my nerve damage in my lower back. I have actual permanent where I have to start getting injections now to help with that issue. But like we were at a mosh pit. We went to this emo night thing Friday night after the con, and like there was this one dude, and he started like tackling people.
Oh my
He started
god.
tackling like it's a mosh pit. People are gonna tackle. They're gonna
Right, yeah.
right, but then he punched me, and I didn't realize like he had punched me, and then he started shoving me, and I got mad, and then I like he was like mosh pit shoving, but then I shoved him for real, and then he tried to shove me, and then I shoved him again. I shoved him 3 times, and then he tackled like clotheslined my knee, and then
Hmm.
I fell, and then I went down, and people started stomping on me, and that was fine. I was more upset that he went for my knee, and I didn't even realize it because I'd been drinking a lot. Like when I came out of the club, I'm like, I'm done. I'm leaving before I get thrown in jail. I'm not about to fight somebody stupid because they're stupid. I'm like bleeding from my mouth and shit because he had punched me, and I didn't even realize. Like, Goku, are you fine? Goku, you fine? And I was like, I wasn't bleeding from my, I was bleeding from my lip
Oh, fuck.
because I'm like, everybody's like, hey, are you okay? You're bleeding. Oh yeah, yeah. Somebody just punched me in the mosh pit. It's fine. Like that's a mosh pit. I get it, but
Yeah.
going for somebody's knee, like you want to hurt that person if you go for their knee.
Yeah. There's no like, oh, it was by accident. No, you went for my knee, bro.
Yeah, he dove and went for it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that was my Friday night. Yeah, I told security, I told the door guy, and they went looking for him because they knew apparently that guy causes issues every time they have emo night.
Damn.
So it shouldn't be surprising.
Ban that emo.
It's not
It's-
a real emo. Hashtag
No.
not my emo.
They want to hurt themselves.
And
not
it's
us.
so crazy because I have bruises. I woke up Saturday morning and I'm covered in bruises on my back and on my chest and on my arm. And everybody's like, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, last night was a good night." Fuck.
The shit kicked out of you.
I did get
I
the
guess.
shit kicked out of me, and I loved it, and it was amazing. Like I still have the bruises on my back. Like
Just
Like,
so
it's-
we know, he's a masochist.
I'm not a masochist. I just used to. I did the pro.
You just literally said, "Oh,
You
I got
just
the shit kicked out of me, and I loved it. I loved
yeah,
the gruesome. I
you just
loved the
outed
pain."
yourself.
Like
I
you
used
can't
to.
say you can't. I am obligated to call you a masochist. How you just said you loved being stomped on.
I didn't
You,
know, not the stomped part, but I love the mosh pit part because, like, at one point I was in the center and I was just like, yeah, shoving people, and it was great. It was amazing. And but that one got, I shoved him, and he like flew at least 5 feet, and
Oh
then
my
he
god.
came back because he was a jackass. But yeah, that's my Comic Palooza Friday night. I mean, I had fun. I do like contact sports. Like I did MMA, pro wrestling. I love that stuff. So I can take a hit. I can definitely take a hit. I got punched in the face, and like the whole weekend, I'm wondering, and I forgot to. Like I woke up, I'm like, why does my jaw feel weird? Why does it feel like I bit my tongue? What happened? Oh, somebody hit you across the face.
damn.
Yeah,
I'm like, why?
the audacity.
What did I do? What did I do? Oh, it's a mosh pit. Oh,
Story checks out.
sorry. Yeah, I did because I remember the mosh pit. I don't remember getting punched in the face though. Somebody had to tell me you got punched in the face because I was
Wow.
bleeding from my lip, and I was that guy. I was like, what?
Yeah, you were like,
And,
huh?
what? No, but I was still pissed. I was drunk. I was like, fuck
Yeah.
that motherfucker. I started talking Spanish. That's how mad I was. Like, chinga tu madre, pinche güey. Anyway, so how was Joss Con? Tell us. We'll start off with Dixie. How was your experience at uh, Comic Palooza? I was about to say at the bar. You didn't go to the bar.
At the bar.
The bar, the
Forget
emo
the
night
convention.
bar.
Not the bar. I mean, comic was good. It was fun. I will say I didn't stay too late. I didn't do any partying because I was feeling like a little old lady by the end of the con. Um, I'm I love you guys, but I'm really not a big fan of the comics, the dude bro animes as much. I used to be really into Dragon Ball, but that's probably the only quote unquote dude bro anime I've seen, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
It's
so
okay.
I really went to comic to kind of hang out and just, take photos with friends. But I will say it was a really good experience. I felt like the convention itself was handled really well. And I do want to say I felt very safe. I felt like security was doing a really good job. And just
Mhm.
overall organization and management was kind of good, which
Mhm.
big props to Comic for that.
Yeah, you don't often see that at cons sometimes.
Hmm.
It also has to do a lot with like the staff are great. I love the events
Yes.
director for the anime side. Becky, one of my friends that works there, she's awesome. Got married recently. Love her
Oh,
to death.
congrats.
Uh, it's a great con overall. I do have some complaints here and there about the con, but it is what it is, and
Mhm.
we'll talk about that. But I think overall, I think yeah, there's like a lot of good communication with the con because they're constantly checking on the panels, the panelists. Did you have any panels this year?
I did not. I got in too late to kind of apply to panels. I was really busy a few months ago when they were taking applications, and by the time I kind of like remembered to do it, they had already closed applications.
Hmm.
So no panels for me for the next one or two cons, but then I'm getting back into it.
Wait, one or two cons. How many cons do you have between now and
Like the beginning of the
Um,
fall.
I mean
so
Delta?
I have two conventions actually. I'm going to ACON, and then I'm also going to Fan Expo Dallas, and then I'm
Okay.
going to Delta HCon, and then I'm going to Anime Texas, um,
Wow,
and then
no, it's
Colossal
cool.
Con,
And then where?
and then Colossal Con, and I'm hosting
Hey,
at everything after Delta H, including
hey,
Delta H.
colossal though.
That's yeah. We're doing BalCon. We were gonna try
Delta.
to aim for anime for Ecchi Fiesta, but I think I'm gonna just go ahead and skip that one this year because we're
Ooh,
doing Colossal Con, we're doing San Japan, we're doing IkiCon, Anime Austin,
yeah.
Ushi, we're doing Anime Texas, Ecchi Expo, and we are returning. We are at least going to submit to try to return, but this year, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the one, the only Captain Mexico is returning to OniCon 2023.
Whoa.
Nice.
There'll actually be
Love
something new
Onicon.
this year.
Oh shit! The voice. We are the voice and the voiceless, and your voices haven't gone unheard. I've heard the call, and I'm submitting again.
Okay, CM Punk.
Okay.
Hey, 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 hey!
Hey,
Look,
hey, Goku, you got to do a media scrum after.
I'm gonna do a media scrum. You know what?
What did I do in this world to
need
get
have
an
a fight-
empty-headed?
You need to have a nice fight with like the Young Bucks.
Throw a chair.
Let's find some twins who do super kicks, and I'll go and fight them. And then I'll have my dog
Fight
bite
him.
a Kenny Omega cosplayer.
Throw a chair.
Are
OniCon
you
still.
hosting? Oh,
Can I be
are
your-
you hosting any karaoke panels this year?
So karaoke is a possible for all the cons. So
Mhm.
karaoke is probably only going to be possible for. I'm going to
Like a
submit it for
staple.
OniCon, Anime Texas, Ecchi Expo, Anime Austin. Well, probably not Anime Austin. Maybe not. Because there's
Okay.
another group that runs the karaoke panels in the Austin area, and we're actually really good friends.
Mhm.
So they do Austin, we do Houston, and then we split Dallas.
No.
Okay.
So, but I am bringing one panel back this year, starting with OniCon. If they approve it, I'll be ecstatic. If not, I'll just run it at Anime Texas or Ecchi Expo for the first time. But I want to bring back the Super Cosplay Dating Game Show.
Ooh.
I've been meaning to ask, maybe next Comic Palooza, do you want to do? Because I know you do Dragon Ball versus My Hero, and why haven't you done Dragon Ball versus comics? It's a comic convention.
It is a comic convention, but they want us to do they want more anime stuff, and so I submit anime stuff because Comic Palooza is trying to draw in more anime,
Okay.
more of an anime audience as well. So I'm one of the people like, hey, we need more anime stuff because we were gonna do Dragon Ball versus the DC universe,
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragon Ball
But-
versus DC.
so we are going to change. So this is the last year we're doing Dragon Ball versus My Hero.
If you do Dragon Ball versus DC, I'll definitely help you with that.
Yeah,
I gotta
that'd be
rep
awesome.
DC, make sure that they have proper representation.
That's right.
Yeah.
So next year we will definitely we're changing it up. It's going to be Naruto, the Naruto universe versus the My Hero universe.
Oh god.
You know what's funny? What's funny about that? There's a scaling that could be done to where All Might could destroy the entire Naruto universe, because he once appeared in Deadpool's manga, and he fought Thanos one-on-one and beat him, and that's a greater feat than anything that's ever been done in Naruto.
Yeah, but Squirrel Girl also beat Thanos. So I don't really
And
know
so
how
did
much
Godzilla.
about
Squirrel,
that.
Yeah.
but Squirrel Girl could also beat Naruto.
Godzilla kicked the shit out of Galactus in one comic too. So
The Marvel version of Godzilla is like one of the most powerful versions of Godzilla.
yes,
Undoubtedly.
he's a radioactive lizard that can breathe in space and defeated a planet eater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as much as I love Naruto and I've seen like a total of maybe 5 DC movies, I don't think there's too much competition there.
It's a one-sided.
Yeah,
it's
it might be a
one-sided.
little unbalanced.
What about just manga versus comics?
Yeah.
No,
Too
That's
too big.
no,
broad.
no,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
because
Comics have such a longer history than anime that I could literally just be like spouting out. Like, I'll say one character. I'm like, this character's done this,
Yeah.
this, and this. Pick someone and you'll.
Actually, a funny story. We were talking about this before the show. We were thinking about like an idea for a panel. It's like, okay, what do we pick like two like flavor of the month like animes or like mangas? Because like there would always be like every year there would always be like the big manga, and then like after a few years it pretty much gets forgotten, or not everybody cosplays it from it anymore or talk about it. You know, like
Mhm.
like in my head, I feel like within 5 years, Chainsaw Man is gonna be like another
So-
one of those. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah.
want to get everyone's opinion.
And I like
on-
Chainsaw Man. I'll say that.
I do want to get everyone here, including the co-host, opinions on these panels that I want to pitch next year.
Okay.
They're all terrible.
Well, okay.
Noted.
She already throw him under.
One of them is Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's a great idea, actually.
I like that.
because with that one, it's not like the power set. It's who did what better. Who had the better Roy Mustang? Who has the better Edward Elric? Who has the better homunculus? Who has the better villain? And then you have the panel and like the room vote on like this side cheers for this version of the anime, this side cheers for this version of the anime.
Actually, you know what? I want to add to that. You could do Full Metal Alchemist versus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You could do the same for Dragon Ball Z versus Dragon Ball Z Kai. And you could do
Dragon
like
Ball Z Kai is so much better.
Like something like
versus
original
GT.
versus remakes. You know what I mean? Like original versus remakes. That could be something like you could add that. Like for example, like I said, Full Metal Alchemist versus Brotherhood, Dragon Ball Z versus Kai, and then you could do like not just the anime. You could also do like games or like movies.
Or you could do a panel called Filler Face Off. Compare the filler of different animes and which one has the shittiest anime filler, and who has some really good anime filler.
There is another one that I'm debating on. It's called Sailor Moon versus Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Oh, I like that.
That would be fun.
That'd be interesting.
I feel like all of those, like all three of those, they're not as popular. Like you don't see them as much anymore, but I do still think they're very like near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. So I think those panels could be like a really big hit with a lot of like more seasoned anime fans, you know?
Well, it's Sailor Moon versus Steven Universe.
That would actually
I was
work
thinking
more,
of Steven Universe versus Gravity Falls.
Ooh.
Gravity Falls is just so much better. I like Steven Universe. Gravity Falls is much
better. Yeah, it's better written.
And then the last one I have is Ranma. So in Spanish it's called Ranma y medio, but in English it's called Ranma and a half.
Yeah.
Versus Tenchi Muyo.
That's what either one of those are.
Tenchi Muyo. Okay,
they're both harem animes.
Yeah, I like Tenchi Muyo. I will say I'm a little biased because I grew up watching Tenchi Muyo because of Toonami. I credit Toonami for that because I loved Tenchi Muyo as a kid. Ranma Half is great too, but it's like that's gonna be a panel that would be mostly for people who grew up like in the late '90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean?
Ranma is to share with y'all. Ranma and a half is not just a harem anime; it's a reverse harem anime as well. It's both at the same time because the main character they fight and land in some magic special. They pull like kind of how One Piece when they eat the fruit and they gain like bullshit powers.
Yeah.
In the anime, they fall in some springs, and they gain some bullshit powers. Like if you pour hot water on him, he turns into a girl. Cold water, he turns back to a boy. So when he's a girl, he has all these different guys chasing him, and when he's the guy, he has all these different girls chasing him.
Yeah.
So it does both at the same time.
It's from the creator of Inuyasha. For people who don't know that, a lot of people didn't know that. It's like, whoa, really? Yeah. So yeah.
I also want to do something with Resident Evil, not a versus, but more like a lore of the Resident Evil franchise, and like something with Rurouni Kenshin. I'm putting that one up for debate on what I want to do with Rurouni Kenshin.
Okay.
But these aren't like panels we're gonna have at every con. We're gonna split them up amongst the cons. Like you'll see certain ones at certain cons, kind of like exclusives. We're gonna pitch them as exclusives.
Yeah, that works.
Also, before I forget, Comic Palooza was great. I got to meet the stars from The Boys and several voice actors, and it was really good. The rave was all right. Me and my friends drank on Friday and had fun. Saturday is when I had my photo op. And the environment and the car shows were great. I think they're two different beasts. Anime conventions has the greater nightlife. Comic conventions has a greater daytime, and you get the chance to meet like amazing stars and like voice actors who would be like big names at an anime convention. You can just walk up to their table and talk to them like normal human beings for a moment.
Yeah, it doesn't take like an hour or two to like meet them like at an anime con.
Yeah.
Compared to like
what's going to happen too is with Christopher Sabbath, but that's
a case. Yeah, he's one of those rare occasions
because he is that guy.
I was actually going to ask you next. Like, okay, I was going to ask you about your experience with Comic Palooza because I agree with you. Comic Palooza and Comic Cons and anime cons are very different. Where Comic Cons are not shy of having a nightlife, where Comic Cons are like. Once it's like 10 o'clock, everything starts wrapping up.
Once it hits 12 o'clock, the con's over.
The con's dead.
Yeah.
What did I say? Inuyasha? Inuyasha?
Inuyasha.
You know what?
I messed
you say
up.
It like a W.
Fuck
Inuyasha.
you, fuck Uzi, Fuck you, Jace. You know
But
what? He's
I do
anime
think
Scooby Doo from this point forward.
anime conventions should take some cues from
Comic conventions.
comic conventions where like with like when they have the anime guys, they had like an area where like the guests had their cosplays like all propped up and everything and showing like their
Yeah,
showing
I
great work,
I, I
like
said
showing like off like props and like special builds or like incredible like stuff that has been made by them.
yeah, absolutely.
Super cool.
Oh, and yeah, Goku. It was Uzi telling me because I actually said it wrong. My bad.
Oh, okay, I thought he was getting at me
No,
because
that
whenever
was
I
on
say
me.
something wrong, he
No,
is quick to like throw shade at me. He's
yeah,
like,
that was me.
you can't talk worth the shit, Goku. You can't speak English, right? He's always talking shit. So I
Yeah,
thought he
my
was talking
bad.
to me.
Yep, sorry, Uzi. That was on me.
Her
I've been
name
saying
is
that for
Jason
years.
Minimoa. That's a funny name.
Mimosa.
Mimoa.
I thought it was
Mimosa Momoa.
I thought it was like the alcoholic drinks like
Mimosa?
Mimosa. That's what I said too. That's what I've been saying it
Mimosa.
for a while too. Mimosa
I'm
said
like fucking
Momoa.
drunk.
I feel like that'd be like a parody of Jason Momoa too. You know,
Jason
Jason
Mimosas.
Mimosa.
do a
His-
parody of him.
His relaxing weekend cousin.
Joshua Colada. Joshua Colada.
Joshua Colada.
Joshua Colada. Joining Dork
Jeffrey
6 always.
Jeffrey Heineken.
That's right, Jeffrey Heineken. All right, so let's talk about like what is the one thing about the con? Like did either one of y'all attend any panels or anything? I know y'all probably didn't host panels, but did y'all attend any?
Yeah, me and my friends, we attended a couple of the boys panels. I went mainly this year for the boys cast. I know that they had the stuff for like the Arrowverse, and they had a wide assortment of stuff. Like the voice of Kratos was there, but I went to like for the panel for the boys, Anthony Starr, Jack Courtney, and Miss Moriarty. Just kind of like their panels were going really smoothly, getting the badges like really. There was unlike to throw shade at anime, unlike anime conventions, you could get your badge, get to where you needed to be. Everywhere it's crowded, but not too crowded. There's plenty of space everywhere. You don't feel like you're in a sardine can with a comic convention, especially with how well run Comic Palooza is. The only thing that Comic Palooza does wrong is their ticket is a little too much.
See, that's what I was saying too. I saw like a Saturday pass was like what, $85-$90 just for one day. It's like I was like, that's way too high for a Saturday pass. That's something you'd see like in a 2 or 3
That's for
day
like
pass.
a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weekend pass
To
right
be
there.
honest,
Yeah.
I did not buy a pass and I was lobby conning the whole weekend because I was not about to pay that $85, $90
right.
for a weekend pass.
You know what? Actually, you're not the only person. A lot of people did too. They were like, I am not going to spend $110 for that. Like, I could just have as much fun lobby con than, and because most people like were cosplayers, they were in like in the photography section. People were taking photos and like doing photo shoots and meetups. Sometimes they were doing meetups like outside, like of the, and it's like, yeah, you know, sometimes people would just do it that way.
Lobby conning is big for cosplayers because we're usually pretty broke from cosplay.
Spooky ghosting it.
Man, fuck anime Matsuri.
Well, it's like,
might as well get it out of your system.
My next con, I might go to A-Con, but I know like my next for sure con is probably Dragon Con because everyone else doesn't compete.
This is true. Like Dragon Con is, well, it depends on your perspective and what you're going for. Because some people will say that San Diego Comic Con is the biggest convention, like nobody tops that. Or they'll say New York City Comic Con is the biggest con, nobody tops that. Or they say Dragon Con is the biggest con, or Anime Expo. It depends on you. Like it's like ice cream. Everyone is a different flavor. Like me personally, I do not like fucking chocolate ice cream. I'm sorry, everybody.
I immediately booed as soon as the chocolate.
You're wrong.
How are you friends with this guy?
They get free badges. That's how.
Nah. But like it's like Goku said, you know, you get your own. It's like a different experience. You know what I mean? Like I'll use the ice cream thing as an example too. Like Anime Expo is the chocolate, to Delta's the, I don't know, mint. You know what I mean? Like something like that. You know, that's the best way to describe it.
Look. Delta's like it's like the small quart compared to the other big tons of ice cream you get.
The pint.
The pints.
But
yeah,
you know
Delta's
what?
for when you want a little nibble of a convention, not a whole big gallon.
It's a
It's
snack.
like a slice.
It's the the fun size.
It's taking out the
But I
whole
can
thing.
appreciate small cons because they're much more friendlier, especially when you're meeting
Mhm.
people and
Mm,
trying to
yeah.
talk to people. Or at a bigger con, it's like, "Hi, how you doing? Hey, love the cosplay. Walk off."
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like especially for some people like or like first timers or like they only have like one or two cons under their belt. You know, Delta's great for like getting the baby steps into uh conventions.
Right.
Mhm. No, I
Um
mean, I go to both big and small cons, and honestly, I go to Delta every year just because it really does and always has felt like my home convention. It always feels like a very welcoming and open space where you're able to kind of just relax and have fun. And I feel like everyone knows everyone when you're there. And it's very much the place where you hang out with and see friends. And
yeah.
it's I mean, big cons are fun because there's so much to do, but they can get tiring. So it's nice to have a more chilled con, you know?
Oh yeah.
Okay. By the way, the whole "y'all need Jesus" comment
It's from the
was
whole
to
it's the arguing on, on the
there.
comments.
So on the Facebook side, because so I didn't tell you guys this because I didn't have a chance to. So the comments are coming from Facebook and Twitch and YouTube. So
Mhm.
only the Facebook people can see the Facebook comments, and only like whatever platform you're on, you can only see those comments unless we share them.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
like this right here, if I share it like that, everyone can see it.
And
But like
Mexican
the
Coke.
Facebook people can't see it, and I posted. They're having a whole argument on there
About what?
that about
uh basically
Mexican
something
Coke.
Smuggling
yeah.
Mexican Coke across the border.
Oh yeah. Mexican
Está
Coca-Cola is
siempre
definitely better.
Coca-Cola.
Palomita Yeah, I was blasting that song at the con.
Mexican Coke hits different, though,
It
It
does,
honestly.
does.
yeah. It's
Mm.
up there next to McDonald's Sprite.
Hmm.
It's Four Horsemen.
Uh,
The full
so
horseman
what are
apocalypse.
so we talked about your experience at the con. Like, what are some of the things that you didn't like about the con? Because for one, okay, just to get real quick into, and I'm gonna ask Sonic as well. I'm gonna come to you, Sonic, in a minute.
Mhm.
But one thing I will share that I love about the con is that it did not stink.
Actually, I will
Yeah.
agree with that. Despite being very hot outside, it's like murderous outside. I did not smell like any bad odor, nothing. Like people actually showed up clean. I was like, okay, this actually feels
Even
a
people
weird
that were
stench. You know what I mean?
sweating badly,
Yeah.
like the stench, like because if you're outside it, you get smellier, but inside the AC helped with like the smell not spreading because people like cosplays, like people sweat in them big time. Like
Mhm.
Captain Mexico, that is like that's actual like tactical armor and foam on
Yeah.
me, and it's not breathable at all,
Mm.
like at all. And I sweat like a Mexican in it.
And like even me, like I cosplayed Star Lord in, and it was like not even like 30 seconds. I was already like sweating. I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, this is gonna be a lot because the heat was actually pretty intense this past weekend. It was actually pretty hot outside. But going in there, it was actually like, okay, it's the AC is really good. It feels nice in here, and like you feel it once you get inside.
Yeah. The AC was so strong. It was so good that honestly, I was kind of cold on Friday. But I also didn't have the most layered or covering cosplay, so to say.
Hmm.
But
And
like comic, it was really good. But I will say I didn't see as many cosplayers as I feel like I normally see at anime conventions. But maybe that was just me. Maybe they were all kind of like hiding. I don't know. But I feel like there was a lot more normal people or normal looking people, I suppose.
I think it's because I feel like it was the same number of cosplayers every year, but there was
Mm.
definitely like a bigger audience for like people that don't cosplay because it's owned by the city of Houston, and they try to advertise it to people that don't normally go to these things.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And but like honestly, I didn't really see any of the people that I normally see. Like I saw All Might for like 5 minutes. We said hi, shared some jokes, and then like that was pretty much it the whole weekend.
There was another con happening the same weekend out of state, and I know a lot of cosplayers who went there instead of con.
MumbleCon.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
And
was in Atlanta.
that's one of the things that I don't get. Like this is a Houston con,
Hmm.
and I feel like as an anime community, we should like encourage Comic Palooza to be more anime friendly. They already are trying to be anime friendly. They had voice talent, they had anime panels, they have all kinds of anime shit there.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
people still shit on it's not an anime con. Like I only go
Yeah.
to anime cons. Well, they're trying to cater to the anime
I
community.
think if anything, they Comic Palooza needs to expand their nightlife stuff more.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They need to expand more on that because even with like the stuff that they were doing during that time, they already said all that stuff was 18 plus already. Like past that, past like 10 o'clock, things I think it was past 10 or 9 of things became 18 plus, and I think they should just expand um, the times that they're going to be open to like 2 and find things that you can. It will not be hard to find panelists or panels or events to do at night that people are willing to go to and have fun at.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cosplayers like to party.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of hard though to do that because even the
Mhm.
anime conventions that are family friendly don't really that have that much of a nightlife either.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I'm not gonna say any, and then
Anyone out
like
there?
some of them that do have a nightlife have a shit ton of issues.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Absolutely.
fine balance that needs to be. I think Comic Palooza would be one of the ones that could really do it and really do it responsibly.
Hmm.
But
I agree.
outside of that, like there was great food access, plenty of stuff to buy, variety in the booths.
Hmm.
Uh,
I shout out to these guys. I got this.
Oh, yeah, the
oh
soda
yeah.
place. Yeah,
They're
they're
Oh,
awesome.
they have a dragon on it.
oh, that's sick.
Cool.
Oh, that place is always awesome. If anything, anime conventions can learn from comic conventions about the way they deal with their dealers room and how they utilize their space.
Hmm.
Because that's what I always look
Absolutely.
at. Like when anime conventions are like the Georgia, where like I'll use Anime Monster as an example. Anime Monster does not utilize their space the same way that Comic Palooza does. They
Yeah.
just
Mm.
don't.
No, they
My
don't.
my only small complaint about Comic Palooza's dealers room was it did seem like it was a little hard to differentiate between dealers slash vendors and artists.
Yeah.
And personally, me and my friends, we really love to support artists. So we prefer shopping in the artist alley and we like being able to tell who we're buying from and we like being able to know that we're supporting an artist instead of a reseller.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree on that.
And I think, oh, sorry.
No. You go ahead.
I
You go
think
ahead.
like that's just kind of a small thing that I feel like would be really easy for them to change, just change the placement of the tables and put up a little signage and then it would be perfect.
What do you think, Chase? Based on what you've heard,
Sounds like Comic Palooza was pretty awesome.
it's no.
I
I
mean, I
mean,
didn't go
like
there.
because no. Well, it's because me and you have gone to a lot of cons because all the cons are now mixing the dealers room and
Yeah.
artist alley now. There's no.
I've always been a fan of separating them because it's the
Mhm.
same reason that Capella has mentioned. It's like I want them separated. I like to buy from artists because I
Mhm.
know the dealer's room has dealers, vendors, those types of things. I want to get a specific piece of art, something that someone I know worked on that thing. That's what I want to buy from. I also don't want to wait in a giant line to go to an artist alley when I could just not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because artist alleys they used to be out in the hallway.
Mhm.
For Comic Palooza, they used to use the third floor for Artist Alley.
I thought they did the third floor for panels.
No, the panels are there, but there's this big ginormous room on the
Oh,
third floor.
that's right. They
Yeah.
did do that
So
shit.
the room that Comic Palooza, the room that Anime Matsuri almost never uses.
What?
I think one thing I will say, I'm so glad I'm bringing this shit up. Comic Palooza has stolen Matsuri's thunder
Oh yeah.
Oh
when it
yeah.
comes to being the event for a car show.
Mm-hmm.
Anime Matsuri, for whether you liked them or hated them, for better or for worse, was one of the car shows in Texas and definitely in Houston. They had one of the best car shows once upon a time. Once upon a time, 10, 15, 100,000 years ago. Now they got two cars and a grocery cart with an engine on it. That's not a fucking car show.
It's a cart show.
There's more cars on my neighbor's lawn decked out than there are anime Matsuri. And I know they have those. Motherfuckers' yard looks like a used car lot.
Yeah.
But Comic Palooza had a great display of vehicles this year. I do not like car shows, but I loved it. It was amazing. They had so much great shit on there.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
it's kind of like they like that was the only thing the only thing Anime Monster used to have that they were known for. They were actually good. Were the car show and the rave. That's it. Everything else sucked balls.
Mhm.
Their convention was in worse shape than the U.S. economy, and now they've lost their fucking edge because one, their car show sucks. It hasn't been great since 2011, and their rave is just it's always been just a bullshit concert with where like it's more standing around than people actually dancing. And plus there's so much bad shit that happens at the rave because nobody checks shit at the door.
Yep.
No, they don't. Compared to like other places, like San Japan, they used to do a bag policy. At one point, they didn't like allow bags at
I
all.
know, like they patted me down, like they were so thorough. That guy, I was almost gonna make that guy buy me dinner.
Had nothing to do with the rave, though. It was just you.
Yeah, it was just-
Honestly, just everything with Anime Matsuri, the security, the organization, the signage. It's all a mess. It's all terrible.
and
It's just not as good as Comic Palooza.
no, Comic
Yeah.
Palooza is definitely. And Comic Palooza's been around for a while. It hasn't been around as long, but they're trying to be better. They're trying to cater to everyone. The city of Houston is so diverse, not just when it comes to cultural backgrounds, but like we have comic book fans, tabletop gaming, video gaming. We have manga fans. We have just because you're a manga fan doesn't automatically make you an anime fan.
Hmm.
There are people that hate the animes of the mangas they read. There are
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
that hate the mangas of the anime they watch. There are
And
people
vice
that love
versa.
comics, the Marvel movies, the DC movies. Everything in between. And Comic Palooza tries to be so inclusive and diverse with everything. And it's kind of they're trying to do something that's very difficult to master, and they're trying their best. And just that like you guys go, and I know Dixie tries is going to start doing panels now and start contributing to the community because there are certain things that a panel does that can make or break a panel.
Mhm.
One is communication. Communication
Key.
is key. Does the con treat their volunteers like shit? Because volunteers are the heart and soul of a con.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then
It's
panels.
lifeblood.
Panels. Do the panels suck? Because panels are the entertainment factor. They will decide, like a lot of times, panels can make or break a con because people will decide this con was bullshit. They didn't have anything to do besides walk around and autographs.
Right.
And there are cons strictly for them. There's nothing wrong with it, but they're not like they're from like 10 until like 5, 10 until 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 8 until like midnight con, so
Or-
they definitely need more. And it's not just that they have they had a booth for they have a booth for podcasters to go and do their podcast
Mhm.
at the show. So it's so much going on that it's I have to tip my hat to them because they're trying very hard to cater to so much,
Mhm.
and they're still growing and learning from
They're evolving.
their evolving.
Right.
Unlike some conventions that get too complacent or like they're comfortable with their size, Comic Palooza continues to evolve and become better and better.
Mhm.
It's not only con.
Did either one of y'all enter the cosplay competition for comic?
I don't like doing cosplay competition. I like being able to roam around and do what I like.
I,
I
I,
competed. I think it was last year I competed at Comic, but I didn't this year. And I will say I've had good experiences with Comic in the past.
I am like All Might. I can't do a cosplay con. I did it at Anime Texas. I hated it, not because it was a bad experience, because I hate being
Mhm.
trapped in one spot for 2, 3, 4
Mhm.
hours, not being able to do whatever the fuck I want.
That's fair. I'm a very naturally competitive person, and I feel like cosplay competitions are the one environment kind of for that. And I like being able to sort of compete more with myself and being able to push myself as a craftsman.
I'm like, I can
Although,
admire that.
Yeah, they can be really stressful sometimes. So I have stepped back from doing them every convention because I would do them every convention. I would crunch out a cosplay for it last minute and I would like not sleep, and my cosplay, the craftsmanship wouldn't be as good as it could have been. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to sort of take a step back from that grind, that sort of grind mindset, so I can actually make work that I'm truly proud of, you know?
Mhm.
No, I get that. I get that.
Absolutely.
Like all of my cosplays, you can ask anybody that stays in a room with me. They're falling apart as the weekend progresses.
It's like building the car at the same time at driving it for a race. You know what I mean?
He's like duct tape, duct tape. Where's the glue? Where's the glue?
What do you
Not the
mean
hot
that bolt
tub
came
one.
loose again?
No, or it's more like what bolt?
That was a bolt.
We lost that on the first lap, man. That's gone. Don't forget about it.
That's been gone, bro. But I am competitive. Don't get me wrong. I am very very much. I am I am I like to compete with other panels. Like I will purposely be loud during my panels
To piss off the
to
other
piss
panel.
off the other panels. Like if you ever hear my, because you can hear my panels down the hall of any con I'm at. It's like literally, where's all that noise coming from? Jesse's got another. Damn it! Well, everybody knows my name. Jesse has another panel. Oh, Jesse's probably hosting a panel. That or Jesse's being arrested and making a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never take me alive.
They'll never take him alive as they're taking him alive.
Sir, just put
No,
your pants back on.
they're tasing me. What smells like carne asada? But no,
Smells like carne asada.
I'm very competitive when it comes to panels. I even told Deacon Rap, like, oh, you want to run your podcast on Mondays now, huh? Well, I guess we're competition. I'm just gonna have to like be better. He's like, no, we're not. We're on. I'm on at 5. You're on at 8. It's
Yeah,
different
we're on a
time.
different time. Yeah.
It's the Monday Night Wars all over again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm Monday Night Raw. You're
It's the
Or
Monday Night
Nitro.
War. It's the Monday Night Wars, but instead it's the Friday schedule. You're SmackDown. He's Rampage.
Oh,
down.
Or vice versa. Depending on
No,
who you
that's
talk
actually a
to.
good analogy, though. We are the SmackDown.
And he's the Rampage.
He's the Rampage.
Ooh.
I mean,
No
that's what I was
offense. If
saying.
you're
Vice
watching,
versa.
Deacon, no offense, by the way. we love you. At least I do. Uh, but no, I mean it's like like there are certain things like I said that make or break a con, and Comic Palooza is trying to juggle all that, and there's only so much to go around. And I know people submit panels to Comic Palooza that didn't get it approved. You got to understand, Comic Palooza is owned by the city of Houston, and they're kind of strict on what they'll have on their programming.
Okay, that makes sense.
So not everybody thinks that, oh, I'm starting off as a panelist. I should definitely sign up for Comic Palooza, and then when they deny them, it's like, what happened? I thought my panel was great. Like, no, dude. Like, I've been to one of your panels. It's just fucking conga lines and bullshit. It's not that great.
Conga lines and bullshit. Conga lines and
hey,
bullshit.
you've had a conga line before.
That was karaoke.
I got
and
video
that,
of it.
That was karaoke, and that's just how amazing. That wasn't even my thing. The panel that I'm talking about, they did the conga line as part of the panel. Like it was done on purpose. It was planned. Ours
by
just
design.
happened.
Can't
I
plan
walked
a
in-
conga line. Those things got to just happen.
I left for 5 minutes. I come back. There was a fucking conga line.
Yeah, my bad.
There was alcohol and conga lines. I'm pissed.
I had fun.
I wasn't there. What the fuck? Anyways, so like you talked about nightlife. Like, yeah, man, I feel like you're right. Like Comic Palooza could do a lot better if they have a nightlife. But how, like, if you're gonna pitch a nightlife to Comic Palooza, like, what's when you could pitch? What is a way you would pitch it? Because you got to keep in mind that Comic Palooza draws in a lot of children. Draws in a lot of like kids or like families with kids, and people like to shit on like family friendly crap.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But in my mind, I feel like I have that WWE mindset where like I am going to cater to children
To be
because
fair, yeah, because to be fair, catering to kids and families as a whole is a way harder feat,
Mhm.
as we've seen, like with using WWE as an example. It was a way harder feat to cater to the entire family than just, oh, the
The
teenage
hardcore
boy
fans.
and the teenage boy and the adult male, to make a product that everyone can enjoy. WWE had to evolve. It had to do tests and trials. It had to go through like
Focus groups and all that
focus
stuff.
groups and all this other things, and like see what hits the landing, what's family friendly, what's edgy enough, what's not,
Mhm.
what's going to work.
Speaking of, there was one panel at AllCon some years ago where someone improved playing with wrestling toys. It was pretty damn fun, actually.
Improved or improv?
Probably improv, because I'm like, improve. Is it like they rebuilt it or made it
Like
better, or is it like,
if he super kicked the other figure, did you chunk it at the wall, and did it break apart?
or if like they like try to do a move, they're gonna throw it up in the air and see it lands on a table.
Yeah.
He's like,
So
we
we
got
were-
I
like
mean,
a bunch.
I
That's
can
another
definitely
thing.
understand the whole wanting to be family friendly thing, but I've seen conventions where the daytime it's very much family friendly, and then past maybe 9 or 10 o'clock, it becomes really 18 plus. All of the panels and events are 18 plus, and I feel like Comic Palooza does have the management ability, and I feel like I personally would trust Comic Palooza to handle the sort of division between family friendly and adult events. I've seen conventions where they have staff outside of panels where they'll ID rather than leaving it up to the panelists, because it's sometimes hard for panelists to kind of do that and be confrontational.
Mhm.
And I feel like Comic is one of the conventions that could pull that off really well.
Mhm.
And like they
I-
already did that already with almost like all the night stuff was
Mm.
all 18 plus.
Mhm.
the problem, and I agree that Comic Palooza does have the staff, the volunteer, and like they have the capability of running a nightlife for adults. But at the end of the day, that's up to the city of Houston and how they view it,
Oh yeah, for sure.
because they look at other cons. They're looking at other cons as examples. They're looking at shit like Anime Matsuri where they completely fuck it up and give it a bad.
And,
They make it look
yeah,
bad.
and like Anime Matsuri is one of the like they do. Anime Matsuri also has a partnership with the city of Houston as well.
Yeah, no, I'm very much aware of it.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've heard rumors and stories that I'm not going to address those. But like it's not just Anime Matsuri though. Like there are other cons that have nightlives, and like it's like they either do a great job of managing it or they fuck it up, and then we hear horror stories at the end of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It's difficult. It's hard to like, and it's just something they'll look at. It's like, how do we manage this? And like because you got to think like there are children at this con.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
They're not, and not comic pools. I'm talking about like other anime cons.
Well, yeah.
There are,
Need to.
I feel like that's something people forget a lot of the times.
and when you say children, people are thinking, oh, like 10, 9, 11 year olds. No, to me, children includes 17, 16, 15, 14,
Yep.
13.
17 and below.
Mm-hmm. I
Mhm.
don't like me personally. Personally, I don't give a shit what anyone says. That 17 is the age of consent crap. You can take that somewhere else. I don't care.
Mm.
I don't give a fuck.
And I don't want to bash on cosplayers who do more spicy cosplays, because I personally do those as well, but I feel like some cosplayers kind of forget that cons are a family environment and they'll do very revealing cosplays during daytime hours. Whereas I feel maybe they should be pushed towards the later nighttime events where there's not as many families. And I mean, like, I don't want to shame anyone for having that body confidence, but it's also, you got to remember the environment you're in.
Mhm. No, I get you.
Absolutely.
You could, yeah, like do it at night or do it at Ecchi Expo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Segue. It's uh. So apparently, Sonic. To answer your question, they didn't throw him at the wall.
Oh, it would be cool. Well, I
It
don't
was
know.
it was improv. Damn autocorrect.
Yeah, improvise.
It's
Basically,
well
just
the
did.
thing.
It's basically like playing with figures.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because people make videos all the time. The thing is, like, my whole little rant is, we've heard of people, or no, we're not, like, when I say no, we're not friends with these people, but I know of people who flirt with other individuals, and they know full fucking well they're not 18.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro, I no, no, I'm not. We're not. That is an episode for Dark Side of the Community, by the way, which we will talk about in the future. But I want to go back to Comic Palooza. So, if you were to rate your Comic Palooza experience on a scale of 1 to 10, pros and cons, like what would you score it at? Starting with actually, let's hear Sonic. Sonic, how was your Comic Palooza experience?
I thought it was really good. It was like my first one in like what 2 years. I I thought it was really good because it was actually more open per se. Whereas like for me, I was there Saturday and Sunday. Even on Saturday, I felt like I don't know why I was kind of expecting more people on Saturday. Like I was expecting like a little more packed or something like that. But that's not a bad thing because it's like okay, there's more open space, allows people to do more things. It gives you more opportunities to like oh if you want to check out the dealers or if you want to find artists or if you want to find or you want to head to the autographs or something like that gives people a chance. And like it was brought up earlier, one of the issues I did have was yeah they would like uh combine both vendors and artists and like they would mix them up. Like there's some sections like okay there's like two vendors and then there's an artist in between or like something like that. And I kind of wish they made it separate. Like okay like one part goes to the vendors, the other half could go to the dealer, I mean to the artists. um and a lot of that could happen too. And I thought that uh the guests were actually really cool for what like I wasn't able to like send the autographs and stuff, but I just like how organized it was. Like one whole section is dedicated to the guests. And but my main issue is uh I know that I know people who told me about this too, and they kind of agree the same thing. Like I feel like for what they pay for, they kind of felt like underwhelmed per se. I don't know the best word to describe it because I know like of the issues we did talk about, it's justified. Like, okay, would we really spend $85, $90 with fees on the Saturday pass? And I'm like, okay, well, what did you do for Saturday? Oh, well, we did everything, but we still felt kind of like it felt like this could have been like $60 or $70, something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for a pass. I actually won a Sunday pass thanks to a winery nearby, so they were really cool. Shout out to them. But I just felt like it could have. It's evolving. I like that they're evolving. They're like they take some of the feedback they get from years past and they improve upon it. But at the same time, there's some stuff where it's like, okay, they are improving, but I feel like they're not improving as much as they should. Um, like I think that they could have had a bit more stuff, but at least there was enough there to justify a good time. Like for me, I had a great time. But in regards to next year, I first off, I hope they keep it Memorial Day weekend. Honestly, I was never a fan of Comic Palooza doing it in July. I don't know why. I was just
Yeah,
never a fan.
I didn't like that either.
I was never a fan.
I definitely love the Memorial Day weekend part way more.
Yeah, I prefer it that way. So I hope they keep it that way. And I did like that they used a lot of all of the space that they got, especially in the floor. Like they used, the dealers, autographs, and the car show. I just thought they're really smart with that stuff, and it was very cosplay friendly too. I will say that because actually, when you enter the one of the entrances of the exhibitors, you can actually see there's like a cosplay repair area, and it's like they had like a cosplay repair stuff because my a little personal story. Like my girlfriend actually had a prop, unfortunately broke outside of the convention, and luckily she was able to go in, and there was a cosplay repair right there. It was very convenient for her. And after like 5 minutes, she got out there. Everything went pretty good. But overall, my thoughts on, like I said, I enjoyed it. I feel like there's always room for improvement, and I hope they get more into the improvements. I hope they improve more of it. And for the people out there who don't go because like, oh, it's not really an anime like, dude, just because it has the name Comic Palooza on it doesn't mean it doesn't have anything anime related. Like, you can still go in there. Like, there's people in there who like they're still comics, but there's other stuff to talk about besides mostly comics. You could talk about anime, you could talk about television, you could talk about film, you could talk about movies, you could talk about cars, you could talk about wrestling, etc.
They even have wrestling matches there.
Exactly. And they had gaming tournaments. It could be about games. It just be like people kind of like get turned off by the names of the con sometimes, because people would think, especially for anime cons too, when they hear anime, this, whatever, they think, oh, it's just mostly about anime. Like, dude, no, there's a lot of pop culture stuff. People go in there. You could see meetups of like Marvel or DC, etc., and all that stuff. And that same could apply to comic cons, like Comic Palooza. There was like a lot of anime stuff. There was a lot of television stuff and all that. So yeah, before I go rambling, long story short, I enjoyed it. I just hope that they keep evolving, but evolve more than they think they shouldn't. They should evolve more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Well, with that being said, since we're gonna start giving scores, what would you score it on a scale of 1 to 10?
Okay, a 1 to 10.
Let me also explain the scaling for our
Okay.
guests. So the way it works is 10 is absolutely perfect. 9 is amazing. 8 is great. 7 is good. 6 is okay. 5 is meh, and then you kind of get it from there.
Mhm.
So if I would give it a rating, I'd say a range around like 7.5 to 8, in my personal take. Like I said, there's always room for improvement. It's like for Compalooza, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, they should try to go like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, not just 1 step forward, 2 step back. Which I like that they didn't go the 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Okay. All right. Let's go with Dixie next. What was it was you said Pixie? Is it Dixie? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time?
Pixie.
I'm
Dice.
I'm so stupid.
It was Dice.
Oh,
It's
God
Dice
damn it.
Dice or
I
Pixie. You kind of
so
like mix them together, but I thought it was
right.
really funny and I didn't want to correct you.
You should have. So I am legitimately 100% dyslexic. I have a learning disability, so I have to hear names 5 times before I actually get
Hey,
them
hey,
right.
hey, hey, hey! I'm also dyslexic. Don't make us all out to be like that.
Hey, look, I'm the poster child. When you look up dyslexic, there's a picture of me black.
Oh.
They caught me off guard. They caught me off guard. Leave me alone. It's like this. They're like the people from fucking National Geographic. So intrusive.
So interesting.
He watches too much National Geographic. He's obsessed with the monkeys.
No, I was when I went to Mexico. There they were, taking pictures and shit. Look at the natives. I'm like, all right. Anyway, all right, Pixie. What you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good convention, especially for someone who it took me a year or two to give Comic Palooza a shot because again, I'm not really a comic person. I've never really read comics. I've not really even seen all of the DC Marvel movies. I can't tell which superhero belongs to which universe, honestly. But as someone who kind of knows nothing about that side of fandom culture, I also really enjoy Comic Palooza because I do feel like it has good offerings for anime fans. Like, I personally didn't do any shopping, but my friends bought a lot of stuff, and there were a lot of anime based artists and vendors, as well as there were a lot of anime cosplayers, which was nice. I didn't feel kind of like I still felt like I was in the right sort of place, so to say. I didn't feel kind of awkward or felt like I stood out weird, which I feel like is a concern of a lot of anime cosplayers. We were like, oh, I don't know if this is the right place. I don't want to be the only anime cosplayer. But you definitely won't be the only anime cosplayer. And overall, I'd give it a scale of probably like a 7.5 or an 8. I mean, it wasn't an amazing convention, but it was still really good. They did a lot of important things really well. And while they could do some smaller things better, I feel like they're definitely on the right track.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's a good one. All right. And so All Might, Almighty.
Yeah, it's
The
from
almighty Bobby Lashley.
damn right. He's the, I'm gonna have to sue him for that. God, I really hope. We'll talk about wrestling later. But I would probably give it a solid 8.5. I think all they need to really do is improve the nightlife. Maybe expand like some parts of their gaming room to be a little bit better. Their retro gaming room was awesome. The normal gaming room could have been a little bit better. Um, the caliber of guests that they've been getting is just next level. Like I got to meet the boys. The pricings for their photo ops weren't that bad, except from what I heard, William Shatner still is charged up the wazoo.
We were talking shit about that on the elevator up to our hotel room when we got
Yep.
there.
I was like, because like for me and my friends, we split the photo op to meet the 3 cast members that were there from the boys, and it came out to $87 each for meeting 3 of the main cast characters. William Shatner on his own without taxes is 140. That is ridiculous. But it did feel like there wasn't that many people. But then I realized when I went from one end of the convention center all the way up to the end, the entire floor area is full of everything. There wasn't a spot in the entire convention where there wasn't someone doing something or enjoying themselves. Everything from one side of the convention all the way to the other side had something there. Something you can see, something you can play, something you can buy, something you can get entertainment from. Even at the car show, right at the tail end of the car show, there was a spot where you could play RC cars.
Yep.
Like you don't get
What
that.
the fuck? I missed that.
Yeah, it's like a little drift thing. Basically, you could do like drifts with the Sony RC cars. It's actually really funny watching them.
Yeah. You have like fully armored, and at one side of it, you had fully armored knights doing like live sparring and combat matches with each other. And that's just with like walking around the entire convention center. It made me feel like, oh, I thought there'd be more people. That's because you're not being charged in here like a sardine can. They're actually using the entirety of the space. And like to its fullest extent. And that's great. That's brilliant. The guests were great. The guests were nice. They didn't seem like they were being overworked. The vendors were amazing. There was so much variety, like of everything that you could buy. Just if I were gonna change one thing, maybe on the second and third floors, expand what's up there as well. Like put some. They definitely have enough room where they could put other like vendors and artist people and all of that like throughout the entirety of the center, and I think they could. And just improve your nightlife, and you'll be like a 10 out of 10.
One thing I think they definitely could do, I know a lot of conventions are starting to add this if they have the space, kind of a quiet room / a rest room. I know that's gotten really popular because a lot of people get overstimulated at conventions and they need to step away for a moment.
Just a
And
room to relax would have been nice.
Yeah, since Comic Palooza has so much space, I feel like it would be really easy for them to provide kind of a quiet room for people to step away from the hubbub of everything else that's going on for a moment, you know? It would be
Right.
nice.
Yeah. I agree. That's a good idea. That's definitely something like they definitely need to utilize something with the second floor, or at least utilize it more. And definitely the third floor there. So there are some things that I shouldn't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna shut up. But with that being said, so there are a couple things about Comic Palooza that I did not share that I really liked. I thought it was really cool. That little like red carpet, like little walkway with the logo, the poster logo. That was really cool.
Yeah, it looked
So
like
this,
a red carpet.
so Jace, they had this little like red carpet aisle, and it had the logos on both sides, so you can go and just take photos like on a red carpet. It was actually pretty fucking
Mhm.
cool.
A
It
cool
was
highlight,
fancy.
yeah, a cool highlight too on Sunday was they had all these like the Star Wars, like all these people in lightsabers. They were all like marching towards through that red carpet thing. It was like such a cool visual.
Somebody went as a giant gorilla and had the Donkey Kong tie, and then the gorilla started dancing to my Mexican music. It was awesome. I took several pictures with several different Captain Americas. That was awesome. I met some Leon cosplayers. They're kind of stuck up, and then one guy that was hanging out with him, I know who he is. He's a bit of a dickhead. So I don't care if he watches this. I don't. Yeah, I'm not trying to start shit. But I don't care. At the same time, I really liked it. I thought it was fun. They definitely utilized a lot of space. There was like there's definitely a lot of space between the aisles, so it's not crowded. The car show was great. They had battle bots. That was
Mhm.
fucking awesome.
I know, right?
I love BattleBots.
Yeah.
Wait, who has battle bots?
I love
He
BattleBots.
loves
No,
BattleBots.
dude, like you would have loved it. I wish I'd have gotten a video, but they had it like an arena and everything, like an actual
Just like in the actual
the
yeah.
plexiglass.
Yeah, just like in the show.
That's super cool, actually.
It
Those were
feels
days.
like Comic Palooza is more. It's not just a con anymore. It's becoming more of like
A
an actual
festival.
like a carnival. Yeah, like a festival carnival
Fair.
affair.
They even had a small little carnival there too.
They did have like rides for kids and stuff like that.
Mhm.
We tried to stuff Cannon into one of them, but he didn't want to do it.
I don't want it.
Pretty much. Plus, this cup right here, like this bitch was $40, but it's free
Jesus.
refills for the entire weekend with their booths, and they had like 5 booths throughout the con, I think. So I got my
My-
money's worth. I got my
Okay.
money's worth.
My one gripe is that the George R. Brown doesn't have Dr. Pepper, and I am addicted to that stuff. And
Yeah.
I can only ever find Coke or Pib there, and it makes me so irrationally angry every time.
That's
I
because
was-
Coca-Cola is better.
No,
I don't
Dr.
even
Pepper's
drink soda.
supremacy.
I don't even drink soda anymore, and Coca-Cola is better.
Drops
You
this
live in
call.
Texas. Put some respect on Dr. Pepper's name.
Dr. Pepper's
don't.
better.
I don't. Dr. Pepper can lick my boots.
But you know what? I will agree.
I like
to
Diet
extent.
Dr. Pepper.
I will agree that
Ugh,
Coke,
even
Mexican
worse.
Coke,
Just drink a Coke
is
Zero.
better.
Mexico.
Mexican Coke is better.
Yep. Up there next to McDonald's Sprite.
Mexican Coke is better, but Dr. Pepper is better than regular Coke.
I'll agree. I'll agree with that.
No, I
agree
won't
with
agree with that. I won't agree with that.
I'll agree with that because
See that's something that's a hill you could die on.
yeah, that is definitely that is a good example of a hill you would die on. Like that right there, that's the whole basis of the panel.
Dr. Pepper is just the redheaded stepchild to Coca-Cola.
I thought you were gonna say something like it's just barbecue flavored water.
Just like one of the comments here.
With
It's
water.
delicious barbecue water.
I love barbecue.
And I like water. Go figure.
I mean, dude.
You see how much water I drink during the fucking show?
Yeah.
Water.
I drink more Dr. Pepper than water.
That's
That's unhealthy. That's not good.
you should rectify that.
Well,
Yeah,
then again,
but
we're older.
Or at least balance it out.
On the top, we're at least me and Jace are older.
No, it's okay. I chug a Pedialyte every month or two to balance it out.
I don't think
I
that's
mean,
how that works. I don't think that's how that
It's
works.
equivalent exchange. That's how. It
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Fuck it.
Science.
YOLO. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Fuck it, we ball.
That's right.
balances.
Look, even the comments are
part
getting
of the
in on it,
problem.
but Mexican Coke will always beat American soda.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or American pop, because people always say pop. instead of
All right,
soda.
next. So eventually, I want to do which one is better, Torchy's tacos, like not just Torchy's tacos, but that's just an example. Places like Torchy's tacos, are their tacos better, or do you go with street tacos?
Okay, that's a couple.
Yeah, street
That's
tacos are always better.
Street tacos.
yeah. Can't go wrong with street tacos.
If you can't taste the struggle,
Feel the
it's
struggle.
not authentic.
Yeah.
You can taste the blood and the sweat and the dirt.
I got one. Would you prefer burgers from like McDonald's or Burger King, or the burgers from like food trucks?
Okay, which food truck? Because Burger
Okay,
King
though,
has a better burger than
I'll-
McDonald's, but McDonald's has better fries.
I'll give you an example. The ones that are like they're made by people who have like long ponytails and big beards, and you pay like $20 for just a burger, no chips, no fries, and no drink.
Look, that's where you have to factor in the cost. Like I had loaded fries this weekend. They were good. They were also $14, and I would have rather buy
Like two
10-piece McNuggets, two McDoubles, and a small fry.
If I'm gonna take a
And
guess,
that's $10. You know, I know that's $10 because I bought that yesterday. Because I haven't had McDonald's in like 6 months, and I really wanted it yesterday.
and I'm about to ask you a question. Is it from the Waffle Bus?
Ooh.
Was it the food truck Waffle Bus that you got to eat from it?
No,
No,
because they
okay,
didn't have
never mind.
chicken and waffles. I was pissed.
They had chicken and waffles, but it's waffle fries. They don't have like
Yeah,
actual
fuck
waffle.
that. Fuck that.
It's all
I
false
wanted chicken
Bun
advertising.
slut's
waffles.
really good. Bun slut's really good.
Bun sluts. Goku Burger has one of the best Mexican burgers I've ever had.
You mean a torta?
No, that's not a torta. That's a Mexican sub.
A Mexican Subway.
Uh, no, Goku Burger's great. But like these are like oh my god, these are such great topics that I can bring to the con
There you go.
and just
See?
do a stand up on. But I will have to say that like nothing beats street tacos or tortas or like made from a Mexican truck. Like,
Taqueria. Yep.
Oh, okay.
If I-
How about this? How about this? Oh, this will be for you then. The fruit truck tacos versus your grandma's tacos.
bitch.
Yeah.
No, grandma's hands down because she made those tortillas fresh
Oh yeah.
off
That's
the
what-
comal.
That's why I was like, you said no one could have beat them. I'm like, wait. I gotta pull up the grandma card. Boom.
That's not fair. That's bullshit. that's like playing Uno and then all of a sudden you have Exodia in your hand. You're like, the game's over, bitch.
I mean,
That's not how
that's
Uno
I agree with the
works.
argument.
Congratulations, you played
See, he'll
yourself.
forget that I did this to him, and then he'll be like, nothing beats on like grandma's tacos.
Grandma's tacos.
Again.
Fuck.
Can't go wrong with grandma's.
Oh
tacos.
my god. Who was the one that learned a valuable lesson? Never buy tamales. No offense to white people, but never buy tamales made by a white person. Who was that? Was that just a
Me.
meme?
Probably a meme.
Why not both?
We know.
Or it's like that thing from like that Family Guy is like, hey, here's ethnic foods cooked horribly by white Americans. Like tacos, hot tacos here. Oh, are those tacos? You better believe they're tacos. Oh, I love tacos, especially on a corn tortilla. No, hold on,
That
hold on.
was
You know,
such a bad.
no.
Yeah.
I love tacos, especially on a corn tortilla.
Oh god.
I almost walked. I saw that episode. I almost walked out of my own house.
And I said, you know, it's funny, but it's like, wow, that's kind of painfully accurate.
I've actually heard that tortillas.
Yep, tortillas. And I said, you know what? You can just get the hell out of my fucking house.
You know what? Yeah, just go.
Please leave.
Somebody said tortilla at my job, and I almost fired them on the spot. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, this isn't working out. You know, you could clear your office.
They work from home, so you can just go ahead
Yeah.
and clock out. It's
Clear your office.
You could just clock out of the office.
yeah, clock out of the office. But so okay, just to get some. Okay, so I do have. So so with my score and everybody's scores tallied up, the average score for Comic Palooza this year is
8 out of 10. The drink of approval.
the drink of approval, tequila. So that makes Comic Palooza. Well, they're the first con of the year for us. So obviously they are the front runner. But it's
Pressure's
going to be
on
hard
for
to
the other
top
cons.
that one. Yeah, pressure's on. They are now the front runner for the 2023 con of the year. And I'm actually looking into investing in like trophies or championship belts to give to the cons as an actual award. So we are going to do something with that. But with that being said, All Might, let's ask you first so we can start wrapping up. What are the next cons you're going to? What are some of the
My
cons you're
next
going to this summer?
cons will probably be, I might go to Acon. If not Acon, Colossal South, maybe. Dragon Con for sure. AWA, Onicon. Now there's probably going to be something to do there. I'll go to Delta H and then maybe Hallmat. And that's it.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you help me out and make it known that that y'all want me at Onicon to host a panel?
Well,
'Cause
yeah, it was so boring last year.
I heard about that the last couple of years.
It was extremely boring last year. Like, if anything, they should let you like have free range of like doing as many panels as you want, so they can have people like have stuff to do.
Well, I'll get them to bring Jason as a guest. He can sign autographs and yell "boy" at people. Boy. Yeah, see, there he goes. He's been working on it because he's going to cosplay Kratos, so he's been working on it.
Oh, nice.
I don't have to work on it. I'm just an old white man.
Oh, that's true.
Huh.
All right, so next is Pixie. God
You've
damn it!
gotten it wrong every time.
Come on, man.
I know. Leave me the fuck alone. You know what? I don't speak English anymore. ¿Qué?
Yeah,
Bienvenidos al Geeks Forever podcast. Aquí
Uh,
vamos a hablar de Comic Palooza.
I think I
uh,
turned
Como,
on SAP. My bad. Hello.
mi español es muy malo.
There you go.
welcome to the Geeks Forever. Yeah, he pushed the SAP button by mistake. He fixed it though.
La
Yeah, fixed it.
biblioteca.
¿Dónde está la
¿Dónde
biblioteca?
está la biblioteca? Do yourself a favor, go to the most ghetto Home Depot and buy tamales from the little abuelita out in the trunk of her car.
That's what I always do.
Yeah, that's what everybody does. So Pixie, what are the next cons you are go to? Because I know for sure. I don't know if you were allowed to say anything or if I was allowed to say anything, but I know for sure that you are doing panels at No, you announced it on your fucking Instagram. My bad.
Yeah,
That's how I know. Like,
I feel like we're allowed to say things. I mean, they didn't make us do any sort of NDA, so I assume we're allowed to post about it.
well, sometimes they say, "Hey, don't say anything until the schedule's out."
Yeah.
Well, the schedule's already out for Delta H.
I didn't know that. I realized that when
Yeah,
Sarah was
yeah.
on the show on a
Mhm.
Sunday last
then-
week.
And then Blastoise earlier mentioned that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
good old Blastoise.
Never, always very reliable.
hmm So, like,
Yes.
what are your next cons and what are you doing for them? Because I know you are. Is this your first time hosting panels? You're going to start hosting panels for the first time, or you done it before?
So I've hosted a few panels before. I've hosted in the past a VTuber 101 history about virtual idols panel, and then I've also hosted a So You Want to Be a VTuber panel. At Delta H Con, I'm going to be hosting a VTuber 101 panel again, updated to be current, obviously, and then I'm also hosting. I submitted this panel more as a joke. But it's Honkai Star Rail explained in Genshin Impact terms. They're both games by the same company. Genshin
I
Impact was a
hear
really
kitty.
big game with cosplayers. Sorry if you hear my cat screaming in the background.
It's okay.
Um, but they were both really big games with cosplayers, so I feel like Star Rail is kind of like the next Genshin, but it's really similar, but also has completely different terms. So it's just kind of helping people get transfer sort of from one game to the other, I guess. And then I'm also hosting a meetup and random dance panel for the series Project Sekai, which is a rhythm game / idol game. Yeah, and so I will be at Delta H Con, Anime Texas, Anime Matsuri, Colossal Con, San Japan, Onicon, Anime Frontier,
Hey.
as well as Ecchi Expo, and maybe one or two other conventions, but that's all that I have confirmed at the moment.
Right? Yeah, because most cons don't confirm you until like the last minute or like
Mhm.
a month
Week or
before
two.
the con.
Oh, and I'm also going to be at BA Con. I'm more recently, in the past few months, I started working with the maid group, Megami Maid Cafe, and we're going to be at BA Con, so I'm going to be working there for at least one day. And we work a lot of cons in the Houston, Austin, Dallas area, so you should definitely check us out because we're really cute.
That is a good reason. So yeah, that I'm looking forward to your panels because I'm actually going to check them out.
Oh gosh, now I'm
Grade
nervous.
you.
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
And I have high standards.
Oh god.
Ooh,
He will boo.
All right, I'll have to do
Okay.
extra preparation.
just a warning.
I walk in there and like depending on the boo you get will determine if I like it or not. If it's a Spanish boo, I'm just trolling. I like it.
Okay.
If it's a boo, yeah, I hate it.
What's a Spanish boo?
Boo, like with an
Boo.
accent.
Boo.
With an
Burro.
accent. Boo, la
No, actually, you know
chingada.
what? You know what? Shouldn't instead of that, you should go fuera. Fuera.
Fuera.
Just bring the trumpet.
Yeah, no, for real. I will. Now I'm gonna check it out because I got to review the panels. Like last year, there was one panel that was controversial, got canceled. We were gonna check it out to see what was going on because I had no idea who the fuck was it.
Christian.
Chris Chan. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh god.
The most
And they ha-
documented man on the
Yep,
internet.
the most documented.
I know he is because or they or whoever because they went to Walmart and they took pictures of look they're out of fucking jail. Are y'all like following this individual? Leave this. I'm like I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. I didn't look it up. I didn't bother. All I know is people
I've
were
watched
talking shit about the
one-
panel.
Was it specifically a Christian panel?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
It
it was
was. Christian
dedicated to talk about
name was
Christian.
on the panel title.
It's in the
Oh,
description.
God, no.
It was in the description. It was in the title.
Oh God.
What was it about? Like something about.
Basically going through like the whole lore of it, and that actually was at a time when he did something like very
Okay, okay. So
eye-opening.
what he did, the reason why there was probably so he did some unspeakable things to his geriatric mother.
Yeah,
End of story.
yeah. Let's if just
I'm not going to say what he did because I think me just saying he did some stuff to his mother
Mhm.
who could not consent is enough information.
Allegedly.
Not a
Well, you have to say that so you don't get sued.
yeah, you have to say allegedly.
Oh no, I can say I don't need to say allegedly because he was arrested for it and charged.
Yeah, I think they're out on bail.
But still, it's just like as a precaution, you know.
Allegedly, there you go.
Yeah,
If Christian wants to try to sue me,
There you go. Save yourself.
Well, it's
I know.
what the fuck do I even say? Jesus Christ!
On to the next part.
Oh God damn it!
All right, let's
Ignore
move
it
on.
and move
Oh,
on.
God damn it! I think we're done. That's I can't top that. Shit. God damn. You know what? Fuck Anime Matsuri.
It's all back home now.
Yeah, let's dial it back home. All right, so I want to give y'all. So we'll start with Pixie. I want you to go ahead and promote your social media for us. Where can they follow you? Where can they go?
Yes, so if you're interested in my cosplay, you can find me on Instagram or on TikTok at Capella_cosplay. It's a little hard to spell, but it's Capella with CAPELLA_cosplay. And then if you're interested in VTubing and streaming and it's cringe, I'm cringe, but I am free, you can check out my Twitter and my Twitch at SugarXDrops, but I wouldn't recommend it.
All
And
right.
then
I
one
want
more,
to
sorry.
I want to say something on your behalf
Mhm.
that the Pixie's Instagram link is in our description. You can actually go and check it out right now.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Thank you so much. And then also one more little thing, if you're interested in maid cafes and you're totally into the whole moe side of anime, you should check out Megami Maids cuz it's a really unfortunately, not all maid cafes are created equally. I've worked with several groups and I feel like I can say that. Megami is, definitely super professional, super well run, and I would highly recommend you come visit us because it's a lot of fun.
All right. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yay!
Mexico will be there. All right. So the link.
You're the entirety of Mexico.
No,
You are Mexico.
I'm the king.
All right.
I didn't vote for you.
You're like, listen here, honky bucket. You don't get to vote. All right. So next is All Might Cosplay, the Almighty.
I'm all_mighty_cosplay on Instagram and TikTok. I'm probably gonna be making a Twitter soon, so look out for that. And go support my content. I do great work. I know I do great work now.
Oh,
I gotta
it's-
hype myself up. Gotta make sure I'm not too dogging on myself.
Confidence is key.
and
It is.
you can find All Might's Almighty Cosplay link in our description as well. So go check out his Instagram. We already took care of him. We posted the link so y'all can go and stalk him. I mean, to follow.
Thank you very much.
All right. And Sonic and Jace. We're gonna go with Sonic first, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram at Super Saiyan Sonic. You can follow me on YouTube and TikTok, both of them under Keyblade Sonic. And that's pretty much it. I do a lot of videos like comic dubs. I do a lot of voiceovers. I do reviews, etc.
Mm-hmm. And Jace.
I have an Instagram, the Jace Burner, do cosplay stuff there. and I stream on Twitch at the Black Tower Stories where we play D&D. And I'll be running some Dungeons and Dragons games at Fan Expo Dallas all
When is that?
weekend.
Up it.
When is
Is
that?
going on.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Next
I
week,
weekend,
not
yep.
this week.
All right. If you haven't
So
already,
2
you can
weeks.
follow us at TikTok now. Mexico G5E. I've been posting bullshit on there. You can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. We now have a link tree. And we are now on Spotify. Our first pre-recorded podcast with Beth Anime 19 will be uploaded Wednesday. Also, we have a very special. We have 2 podcasts next week. We're doing another episode of Elevation, and we might have Chuck Huber either next week or the week after on the show. That is right. The voice talent of Android 17 from Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball Super will be on the show.
Hell yes, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Also, we have other people. We got some definitely badass people coming on the show. I don't know if you guys have heard the song "Bunny Girl" by Nuevos Taylor. They're definitely coming on the show. Linda Young will be on the show with Deacon Rap to promote
An
the
upcoming
song
song.
that they made. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to Linda Young being on the show. If you don't know who Linda Young is, she is the OG voice of Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. Coming on the show. I want to thank everybody for following us. We are transitioning once again, like I said, towards fall. We will no longer be live streaming on Facebook. We are transitioning. We had like 3 people on the show, and then we had like a lot more people on YouTube. We had 3 people on Facebook, and then like a whole bunch more people on YouTube watching. But make sure you check us out. Make sure you check out Pixelation. Check out Zeros to Heroes. Also check out our other the Ravens Flock. Check out our guest stuff. Check out their stuff because they're amazing. They're great. I wanted them on the show because they're so amazing. I'm always like praising them and talking about how proud I am of them because they've done a lot of great work and like they're only going to get better from this point forward. So I believe in them. I believe in in the heart of the cards.
There you go.
Me too.
There you go.
And I
All
just
right.
want to say real quick, thank you again so much for just having me on. It was a pleasure to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me.
No, not a problem. We definitely want to have y'all back eventually, just for like maybe just to interview y'all specifically and just to talk
Yeah.
about. Especially, I would like for y'all to come back and review the cons you go to, especially since we're going to Delta. Pixie, definitely want you back for that show.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Oh yeah.
If you like I said, follow them, follow us. We will see everybody at Delta HCon in 4 weeks. Between Delta and BotCon, we have 11 panels for the weekend, so we're gonna be busy.
Oh my god.
All right, guys.
Occupado.
Stay classy, everybody, and have a good night. See you on Monday.
See y'all next time.
Well.
And
Later,
Bye,
guys.
Felicians.
My phone's about